What's up, Go enthusiasts? Today I have an extra long episode where I did a live commentary of the North American MingjiuJiang Cup qualifiers this year. I did this with my good friend the Loving Sun. I'll have a time marker to skip straight to the game commentary, but we explained in general what these games mean, why they're important in the beginning here. You can feel free to stick around for that. I hope you enjoy this whole thing. I edited it just a little bit. Enjoy. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the MingjiuJiang Cup qualifiers, North American qualifiers.
Hello. Pronounced correctly, too.
Yes, surely. I hope. The people yelled at me a lot last year when I was trying to pronounce Shujiao.
It's not our fault. It's not our
It's
fault.
not my fault.
No.
It might
I'm
be
not
your
even trying to
fault,
say
but
it.
it's not mine. You're taking the Chinese lessons, right? You should be able to tell me.
Yeah, even with that, even with 2 years, I still try.
Oh dear.
Let me get the chat up, actually.
Yeah, so the first round, this is a double elimination tournament because we're sending 2 people to this international world championship, the MingjiuJiang Cup.
Okay.
And so the first round was played between Ryan and Alex on one side and Zichen and Mingjiu on the other side.
Okay.
Those were very interesting and exciting games, actually. I'll have a lot more to say about that when we get properly into the game and into how the players are playing as of recently.
Yeah.
But for the moment, what the results of those games means is that today we have an upper bracket and a lower bracket. So whoever wins the upper bracket game between Ryan and Zichen is going to the tournament. That's a really big deal because whoever makes it to the very first round of the MingjiuJiang Cup gets, I think it was $2,700.
And this is just like one game. It's the game that's going on right now.
So it's going to be one game for that
Okay.
$2,700. Yes.
Nice. Okay.
That's very, very important. And of course, when they go to that tournament, they have the chance to win more games, and each game there is at least $1,000, of course, as well. So, very, very important qualifier here for the players. I'm sure they're all locked in.
Definitely.
On the lower
and
side
this
of
is
the
like
bracket,
an international tournament where they go and play against they go play in person, like an in-person tournament against anyone.
Yeah, they go play the top players. Last year we sent Alex and Kevin. So AlexanderQi played against Koje, and you can actually see the game.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
On my channel.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
that was
exciting.
the very first round.
That's exciting.
And Kevin, when he went and played in the first round for the USA, he actually did very well, and he had a good shot to win his game, but unfortunately wasn't quite precise enough, so he didn't make it through the second round. I think that we can make it through. I think these guys. Ryan has a very good shot, in my opinion, of making it through to the second round if he gets a good draw. If he plays against Koje, maybe not, but it's very fun, I think, to play in an international tournament to get that experience.
100%.
I talked to Alex a little bit about it, and he said it was just like a great experience. He reviewed it a little bit, and I asked him about a specific position that was like midway through the game, and he said, "Oh, I think I already lost by then." And AI said he was down 5 points. So I mean, I guess at that level, if you're playing Koje and you're down 5 points, probably you did already this. I guess.
Probably.
I guess that's just how it goes.
Probably.
Crazy.
They're all really good, and everybody here is insanely good. Like Alex, Ryan, Michael, Mingjiu, they're all insanely good players. Honestly, I haven't really been, I guess you've been keeping up more recently. Who do you think is the best at all these players so far?
I think it's Ryan, and I don't think it's close, honestly. I think Ryan could give every one of them no komi, to be honest.
Okay.
But he has lost. He has lost to Alex in the last qualifier. That was a bit controversial. And yeah, so we're moving in to discuss the game between Ryan and Michael.
All right.
So Ryan is playing black, Michael is playing white. I think the best tell for how they're going to play today is how they played yesterday, right?
That would make sense.
Yeah, Ryan played a very, very decisive game in the middle game. He actually didn't do that well in the opening against Alex. Alex had some chances to be really severely winning, and the beginning of the game. But just throughout the middle game, Ryan was posing problems and sort of asking questions of Alex. Eventually, Alex tried to kill Ryan. Ryan had this clever way to try to save himself, and then Alex committed like double again. He went double or nothing on "I'm going to kill you" to his teacher. So that was pretty crazy by Alex.
Yeah.
And Ryan found some very sharp and decisive ways to end the game. It was very well played, to be honest, by Ryan. On the other hand, MichaelChen, he beat Mingju, which is a good win. That's a quality win. Mingju's a good player. But the game quality was, in my opinion, quite a bit lower.
A win's a win.
A win's a win. A win's a win. But I have a feeling that Mingju would just be like beating himself up for the way he played in that game. And it kind of felt like Zichen got a little bit lucky. There were definitely some moments where basically Mingju had a chance to ice the game.
Yeah.
And not just once or twice or 3 times. He never seemed to go for it. He never seemed to take that risk, to take that jump. And eventually Zichen could whittle his way back into the game, as he's very well known for doing it. That game was something else, is a good way to describe it. If Zichen wants to win today, he's got to do better, to be honest.
Yeah. So like of Ryan, and you know Zichen pretty well, right? You played him a bunch. Yeah. And I mean, I've seen a bunch of Ryan's games. I've seen a bunch of Zichen's games. What are their styles like? Like, what's the matchup? Is Ryan just a better player and he'll win expectedly, or is there like any style matchups in this game?
So Ryan is a lot more thick. Ryan is actually very thick for a modern professional. Most pros like territory more.
Okay.
But Ryan is not at all dissatisfied to get shapes if he believes that they're good.
Yeah.
He makes the shapes so that he thinks he can pay them off later on in the game. He'll go for that. He'll invest and he'll try to make it pay off properly.
Okay.
And he's just in general, he's trying to play the game very, very by the book, very, very standard. And if he sees you do something that's not standard, he will try to punish.
That sounds
and he
nice.
usually succeeds.
Yeah.
Zichen, on the other hand, he doesn't tend to play that standard. And especially yesterday, the kind of game that we got from Zichen, a
little bit more like ragtag, fighty.
Ragtag is a good word for it, for sure. I mean, Zichen, just in general recently, I haven't really felt like he's in a very good form. I think that he was playing a lot better a while ago, last year, some months ago, and just as of very recently, he doesn't seem to be playing carefully very much in this game. He isn't much of one to find his opponent's like really powerful move and anticipate it every time. He'll anticipate it sometimes, but it's not that consistent.
Yeah.
And so because of that, that's why he gave Mingju like a lot of opportunities to ice the game, and that's not going to work against Ryan. Ryan's favorite way to win a game, from what I've seen him execute, the way he wins the most consistently is to punish, is to crush someone.
Okay. Well, then it seems like a good matchup for Ryan, to be honest. I mean, do you want to get to the game now? It's not too many moves.
Yeah, we can get into the game. I would like to reassure the chat that I'm not attending a raid at the moment. We're just doing some color correction in the background here.
Your camera? I did see that. I did see that. Yeah.
Anyway,
let me pull it up.
Yeah, Ryan is black and Zichen is white. So they played the corners. Ryan took 3 forests, and then he took the low enclosure.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very thick
we like territory
way to play. Yeah, we like territory, and we like being powerful. We don't like having thin shapes. So go invade the 3/3. Ryan feels comfortable with that, and he just took the defensive stance in this area.
Okay, why N2? I don't know if like maybe people in chat. Whenever I see this shape, I always play N3 and then jump, kind of without thinking too much. Why do you
Yeah,
play
so
N2 versus N3?
this one makes sense when you're saying I'm going to pincer on either side. In this case,
Yeah.
white's already strong there, so it doesn't make sense that much if white can defend here or whatever, however
Sure.
he's going to defend. This 3-stone doesn't do anything, so we can just skip it. We can just play a move that's defensive, and then if you're going to play a move that's defensive, you don't want to play like this because it leaves all sorts of weaknesses. So better to be solidly defensive like this. If he was thinking more aggressively, he would have played here, and he would be ready to strike back against these things, and he had a very solid shape here. But you can see Ryan is thinking, like, hey, you already have a 2-space that's very small, so I'm just going to take my territory and let the game continue, right? And it's not like this part is going to die, it's just chilling with territory.
Yeah.
And Zichen also chilling with territory in the same way. I guess over here, you can argue that it's a little non-standard to play this 2-space back when, like, most of the time if you watch high level pro games, we're going to see moves like this and moves like this, like faster, because this way it's kind of hard to just get enough territory when you have that 2-space there, but it's nothing that would ever really matter. And I get the feeling that Zichen has the same thought about this game that I do, which is that for him to win, he needs to be stable the whole time. He hasn't been playing stable recently. If he plays stable, he's a good player. He has chances to beat Ryan.
A pro being a good player? I don't believe it for a second.
That's unbelievable, right? That's I'm sorry, I was too bold. I'll take it back. But okay, we have an attachment in the upper right corner, which Ryan just instantly answers. I think he was anticipating this.
Sure. Seems reasonable so far.
Yeah, Zichen is being stable for now, which is good news. The problem is you have to be stable for a very long time. You can't just be stable for the first 20 moves and then go crazy.
Yeah.
The way that Zichen will win this game, if he can win, is by being stable the whole time, all the way through. And yeah, we'll see whether that's possible. We cannot gamba, by the way, in the chat because Billet Club is currently not a Twitch affiliate. That prevents them from making ads on this channel. So you guys get to watch this whole thing without ads, but you also don't get channel points or.
Oh my goodness.
Or gambling.
Unbelievable.
Do I have a lot of vocal fry? That's crazy. Normally I can't even make vocal fry on purpose. But yeah,
it sounds good so far.
No, vocal fry is like a actual speech, like linguistic thing. It's not my audio, but like the way that I'm speaking.
Speaking normal to me.
It's just my accent. I'm crazy. My accent is
accents don't exist. Okay, you attached. Okay, so Telegraph. White attached on the top right, and then extended, and then Tanuki'd. What the heck, man? Why?
Oh, you hate that? You would always play like this move?
100%.
But if you play this move, black isn't always going to play here, right? It's not like you just necessarily get that for free every time.
I mean, fair.
I mean, you could get it. It's not even clear if it's a good exchange if you do get it. I think Zichen is thinking, this group is very strong, right? That in general makes this area less valuable. If black hops in, then white doesn't have to care about defending that group. He only has to care about defending that group. So the fight should be okay, basically, for white. And so, basically, the only thing that you need to fear is that black will press here locally. You can fear that press a little bit, but it's never going to be that big, even if you die in that area. And the way that Zichen played by attaching here is basically anticipating that black would play there. If black already had put a move here, and where do you want to play for white, then this is a good idea to like build this area and reduce that, right? Yeah. So this is sort of like preemptive global defending. Antti would call it Antti-Tormanen. He would call it indirect defending. He always says that there's two ways to defend any weakness, which is indirect and direct. Directly is just being like, bang, bang, I defended it, right? And indirectly is being like, you can't go there because globally it wouldn't make sense anymore once I play on the other side of the board.
That's so smart. Right? I love it. Yeah. I love it already.
So finding indirect ways to defend is like high class in general. The higher level that you go, the more often that people are going to be finding indirect defenses in games. So in this case, they played a joseki out in the upper right, and then Zichen played here. And Ryan is thinking,
interesting.
Yeah, this move is crazy. What is
that? I've never seen that before.
So this is a standard probe in some other shapes, but I haven't seen it in this particular shape. It's pretty common that this is the vital point of. Oh, what is the name? I think I remember the shape video that named those knight's moves the bulge. Do you remember that?
No, I've never seen this. In
those,
like any context.
Like two knight's moves, they do happen quite a bit. That you knight's move and then you knight's move.
Yeah. Sure.
That shape, even if it's just like in the center of the board, this is kind of the vital point. Like if I would just, if you excuse me for a moment and put it randomly in the center here, then the common way that white approaches here is actually to play here right away. Because the meaning is if black blocks, then I can play this one, and black can't easily like connect. I have two weaknesses to go for, and black shape is like really bad. You wish that this stone was here, right? Then it would be much cleaner. So if you have this shape and white plays here, often black ends up really feeling awkward about the cutting point there and the cutting point there. Like it's pretty difficult to defend both of them at the same time. Okay. So that is a vital point of the two knight's moves. You can remember that in general.
Okay, that makes sense. But like, can't black just defend and then the stone's dead and black gained on the outside?
Like, so the question is, defend how?
Like, even just like 0-3.
0-3.
Or something like
that.
So
if you play it 0-3, let me do some quick reading here to verify that what I say will not be a complete moronic statement. I think that there's no immediate strike over here, but later on, there will be something dangerous. So for example, white can continue by playing this move first later. If black blocks like this, then I play turn, I play here. If you cut, I play this. I liberty race your corner is not looking good for black, right? So if you play there, then I can capture like this. So if I play 2 and you play 3, I think that black is in big trouble. So if I play here, I think black will probably be defending here or here. And most of the time it's likely this one. Then white can play this Hane. And this basically just means that black doesn't have as much territory in the corner. So white won't necessarily do this right away, because actually this is not that big, I think. I think black would continue quickly to pincer here, and then actually it doesn't really make sense to do immediately. It feels like it's locally good for black for now. However, later on, like this exchange P2 for 0-3, it definitely weakened the corner. If black tries to do this, I think that black suffers to this connect, where if he answers on that side, white can just try to live. It may end up being a ko, but it looks pretty difficult for black to properly kill this here. White uses that sente and lives, like so. And of course, if black tries from this side, then we can again go for a cut. Yeah. And this is I don't think black can even make a ko, so that would be bad.
Okay, but there's a lot of problems when white plays 2.
Yeah, this is a common way to continue in the corner when you have Aji like that. So basically, defending on that side, you're going to give Aji to the corner. So you might be thinking, like, what if I defend on this side? And this is also possible. Yeah. But again, you're going to leave some problems. In this case, you're leaving more problems from the side over here. And I think that white probably won't do anything with it right away. Sure. But he'll just like guide how he continues to play differently based off of this. So in the game, Ryan played here. Zichen played away right away. So this one means he's trying to cover this part, but with a little bit more restriction on the white like eye space in the corner and liberties, right? So now if black plays this and he plays here, that would not be, I think, very reasonable. So I think he's planning to immediately play this one. So if it goes like this, and I play here now, and I try to cut now, wait, I failed. Give me a moment. I can play here first? Question mark? No? Wait, never mind, I can't.
There's
Maybe
something.
I have to just play here. Anyway, I could try. Well, I could try like this. It's complicated. It's very complicated. But this P2 leaves a lot more potential for things to happen over here, even though Black defended like this. I honestly think it might not be the best defense to play at O2 here. It's okay, but personally, I think I prefer to see this kind of defense. Although I understand this one also has a problem where Wei is going to push here first and then either eat this, or if you play on this side, then I play here, here, and connect. And this is also bad for Black. So I don't know, man. Tough move to answer, this P2.
Something to study. There's the homework for everybody today. Learn this probe.
Anyway, after O2, Zichen just played away right away. Zichen is very good at this. In general, recognizing when he's not going to take the next moment to actually strike. Like this next move that he can play on the bottom side, it wouldn't be that scary to Black right away. But Black isn't going to spend another move to fix it, so it can be scary later. And yeah, this sort of sets up a chance for Zichen to steal the game back in his favor if things go a little awry later. So I like that move. I think that P2 is a great choice.
Nice.
Anyway, Black played in the bottom left, and then White played kick and pincer.
Seems reasonable.
And Black will just continue to run. I like this direction to run. A lot of people autopilot, just run that way no matter what.
That's me.
Yeah, if you play running this direction, then White is going to play from this direction, and White is much satisfied to play here, and it doesn't matter that much that you can go and harass the corner in a position like this, where they're already strong there, you can't do that much. So I like Ryan's direction to run here, really try to restrict this White, make it answer somehow, and then save yourself using the White weakness. It was definitely accurate to the board state. Ryan is always, this is the very proper kind of move. This is the one that shows that Ryan is trying to play standard, trying to play as he's supposed to with respect to the board, not just what he knows blindly. I really appreciate this kind of thing.
I don't okay, so in this type of position, is White attacking? So when White pincers, is the purpose like I'm going to attack the two stones? When White does that? Or is because whenever White pincers, I think, okay, I'm attacking you now. But then whenever White attaches, you don't attach to something you're attacking, right? That's not the strategy. So
you're concerned about kick because it strengthens Black, and then pincer because it's attacking, but then why would you be attacking something that you just strengthened? Is your idea, right?
Or you pincer, you're attacking, and then after h5, we attach.
Oh, after this. Yeah. So in this situation, Zichen has noticed after this P2, he has more Aji in the corner, but Black is stronger towards the side. So he noticed then that his M3 stone is weak. Actually, that's the whole reason why Black originally played at F3, is he was thinking I should attack that stone. If I play too close, it's too close overall. But I'm going to keep global pressure on that M3. I'm going to I try to swallow it and look to reduce the left side. And so what Zichen is doing is he's saying, well, if I just play on this side and allow Ryan to sort of comfortably run and keep a lot of pressure here, then it's kind of broken. He has to save this stone now, but he already committed that stone at 1, and that stone won't be very useful in the fight that goes between these stones. The direction change doesn't really make sense. So Zichen is trying to already fully commit to saving these stones. This isn't really defensive play, this isn't really offensive play as much as it is defensive play. He could have immediately pincered rather than kicking. This is fine. A lot of the time people don't play this because they think my opponent is going to play into the corner, and then often there's going to be a sacrifice of F3. So if Black plays here, then it makes sense that you should avoid kicking and you should pincer first. But Black will often play instead into the corner like this. This is a common variation. And then you can understand why people liked to kick, because now you're not really attacking the F3 stone, it's just dead. That's different from being attacked, right? So this kind of position is pretty awkward to play. I get the sense that Zichen
Yeah.
would not really like this, and so he played kick instead, because this way he has territory and he can try to increase his fighting control on the bottom by defending himself.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what we're gonna have now is just sort of a running fight between the black weak group and the white weak group. White should be coming a bit stronger than black, but black is going to be completely okay. He's going to be out. So I think now is a good time to switch to the other game, the game in the lower side of this double elimination bracket.
All right.
Between Mingjiu and Alex. Okay, so Mingjiu is black in this game and Alex is white. They have been through a bunch of moves as well.
Oh my god, they're already going crazy. Okay.
Yep.
Wait, is this the same opening? Is this meta now? What the heck? Wait, it's the same game.
It's almost the same game. Alex started with this. So Zichen played here, but Alex disagreed.
Am I on the right tab?
What? Yeah, I like this shoulder hit, and then playing away. I can tell that Alex, he has looked at this exact opening with AI, because this feels very AI to exchange that and then play over here. It's preventing black from taking a more aggressive stance to just pincer or something when you play that shoulder hit later.
It doesn't really make any sense. Let's not lie to ourselves, Telegraph. It doesn't make any sense at all. Any reason is wrong. It's just we just hit the shoulder hit because it makes us happy, and we tanuki.
Okay. Anyway, the game continues, and
joseki.
So this is a common joseki, and this move is not that common. So usually when I see this joseki, I see it played like so.
Yeah.
And extend here, and then Alex, at this moment, usually you should play from this side, but he may have been concerned that he doesn't really feel comfortable about this kind of position. So like globally, with respect to this this knight's move, this may not really be working very well for Alex in this exact position. So he innovated a little bit. This move is not that standard, but it's definitely not bad to just take a base with your cutting stones. And then he played here after black already committed a stone to k3. So that means we're going to get the same kind of variation, but he's going to use that stone at k3 to change things up.
Okay.
Seems kind of clever. Clever approach from Alex, I think. Just push. That's Mingjiu extend, and then he plays the knight's move. I have to question why he didn't play immediately a knight's move here. Was he scared that this is going to come? But it doesn't really feel like that's something to be afraid of to me. I think it's a little strange to have pushed here when that really just helped black get a significantly better eye space in this area, and you're not actually chasing him better compared to just directly playing a knight's move here.
So is it possible that they have researched this position exactly? Like this opening, this bottom left joseki, like precisely? Or is this too deep for that?
The moment that Alex played d9,
yeah,
it's at least out of Mingjiu's preparation. I mean, unless he's an AI fiend, which I don't think that he's spending all of his time researching AI.
Sure.
I really don't think so.
Yeah.
Alex, since he played d9, he could have researched it much more in depth. Mm-hmm. That's possible. But I get the sense that the immediate pincer is not that common of a response, like right away. This feels a bit aggressive by black, to be honest. I personally would have thought about playing like this kind of move and then looking for a coverage. I mean, there was definitely other options here. Maybe you could play it directly. Yeah, I mean, you get what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go too in deep here about all the other things that you can try.
Sure.
They've seen similar fights to this before. It's not like they're completely away from anything that they've ever seen with AI before. But this should not be like precisely. Yeah.
I'm just trying to help our group.
Things are relatively normal here for sure. This knight's move is sort of asking to be cut to me. Why not? I want to cut it. Alex is calmer than me. It makes sense to just answer and be like, hey, later on this group can get weak. If you approach me here, it's not going to be that fun to run out. Like, okay, yeah, but personally, I'll just cut. What are you going to do about it?
Are we worried about some type of like G9? We push a few times and then cover on the left, or black covers on the left.
I presume that's something like the thought
Yes.
that Alex had, that like somehow this can work, but I feel confident personally as white that this is not going to be that painful, really. Like, even if I live like this is actually, overall, I cut through that, I got all that strength, and you still have to save your, like, this is a very good position, I think, as long as I can save my group well, which I think I can. Yeah, Alex taking this strength, it shows his style as a player. He loves to do things which are stable and prepare to strike. So he's not such a big fan of going for the crazy strikes that are very up in the air for whether they're going to pay off or not. So this, my variation here, you could argue that black is going to get something which is good, right? So white kind of gets something that's good, and black kind of gets something that's good, and so it's not like I think I'm immediately gaining when I do that. I'm just sort of fighting. He prefers to only take strikes where he's immediately gaining and really making something happen. Anyway.
Okay, so I want to pause here actually, because like in my mind, I'm not sure if other people feel this way, but the J9 K8 stones, I feel like I want to answer there one way or another. Like push at K9 feels important as black, and it feels important as white. Am I like am I bad at the game? Am I so stupid that they're just tanuking this? I'm like, isn't this important?
So the problem with this push is that I think white will cut anyway, and you don't have a cut to use. And so what that did is it made that stone heavier, right? So that actually puts black under a lot of pressure because you can't as easily play from this side.
Yeah.
So Alex is waiting for that push when he played here. That's sort of his trap for players at your level, but Mingju wouldn't fall for it. They could have played another move that's just like flying. Some move like this or here. But I think that Mingju thought this push from Alex is often going to become comfortable, right? So if he plays another move and then Alex pushes, then now the 1 and 3 stones are very awkward. It feels like black was not at the maximum efficiency. So Mingju is done by playing the 3-3 here, is he's inviting Alex to play this way again, and then he's saying, well, if you play like that, I can push enough times to easily save this group. This, saving is not even close to being a problem. Something like this. I mean, there's better ways to save. What I did was just very awkward. I should save like this instead. But he's inviting Alex to gain that stuff over here, and then saying, actually, you're just sort of helping me save myself. And for now, there's another pressure that this black group, if it gets surrounded, then Alex may not want to cut. He'll just kill the whole thing, right? So, so Mingju is sort of asking Alex, hey, how are you really going to attack me if I just leave it? And this 3-3 should not be, it should not be low value by itself. Have you seen this 3-3 variation before?
No. What?
No?
What is that?
So this is...
Well, I've seen... okay, so I've seen the Hane here, but I've not seen, like, a Hane connect after we Hane at E16.
So this is significantly more popular at professional level than it is at amateur level. Amateurs seem to always hate it.
This
because
is scary.
When you play like this, often you should be handling that cutting stone very actively, and people feel like they get under a lot of pressure when they do that. So for the moment, Mingju did not handle that cutting stone, because if he would do that right now, he's going to become 1 weak group, 2 weak group dead. Like something is going to be...
That's what I would do.
...in big trouble. So it makes a lot of sense to leave it right now. But then if you do leave it, and you leave it forever, you actually gave white a stronger outside. So if you never access that cutting stone ever again, this is not really going to be a good variation for black. What Mingju is thinking when he plays this variation, he can save this, and then he's thinking this is his weapon. Saving that is his weapon, and he's going to like intimidate Alex over that later. Even if all he gets from that is just sort of, let's say he just peeps and plays here, and then Alex gets scared and plays a defensive move. That's already enough. Like, at this point, this influence that Wei has gotten is not worth as much as the corner territory and the side territory that Black is starting to build, right? So Black would already be too efficient if it goes like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, Black is hoping that some variation like that is going to scare Alex later on. Isn't the left side super solid? I do agree with the chat still. That, like, personally, I would not play that joseki in a situation where I cannot immediately run out that stone and then make a big danger for Wait right away. Like, I don't like.
I really like the idea though, like just the general idea of, okay, I'm gonna make you super strong to where it makes the maximum amount of sense to fix my cut, at J8. So he invaded, he get like really, really strong. Okay, now I have to fix, and it has to be good, right?
Yeah, that's also true. It made so locally Black's best shape move was always J8 here, but I wasn't showing it earlier because it feels very slow. When you do that, you like all the black stones are efficient, but you just spent a full move and you're not really attacking weight with this now. It's like it feels like we didn't gain enough unless we were under severe attack. And in this case, we were definitely under severe attack. So it can make sense to play here. And Mingju, his flow is not that bad, but I still think his efficiency for the upper left corner is not very good. So I would favor Alex in this game for sure.
That's fair.
Alex just pressed here, so this press is annoying Black over stuff like A, whether he's gonna get broken. And Black decided to simply answer. I don't know if that was actually necessary, but it is pretty solid. Mingju, when he plays this move, is thinking, I've maximized my chances to run through in the center, so I can attack the white group and that white group later. That's what he wants. I don't think Alex will really let him, but we'll have to see, I guess.
Yeah, it seemed really interesting. Kind of like similar games, running fights out into the center.
Yeah.
But it has to be close, though, right? This seems pretty even to me. Maybe White has a very slight lead.
Yeah, so, like, territorially, Black has all four corners, kind of.
Yeah.
White has this big potential influence on the left side, and then basically only one attack on these stones, which are not that weak at the end of the day. Like, they aren't... White can get like a little something here or there. Is basically just going to affirm between these two groups, they're both going to be strong. That's fine, right? And so at the end of the day, what White has to do is he has to get more points with his initiative and his territories here than Black has in all four corners. And I actually think that shouldn't be that hard. But it's definitely possible. Like, this is the kind of game which is pretty easy to lose your grip on. Like, Mingju can just sort of squirm somewhere, and then if Alex doesn't find a very sharp move, then very often Mingju will convert a territory lead. But anyway, Alex just pushed here.
It's true.
Yeah, it is good. Alex pushed here, which I think is the sensible move. I would have pushed here as well. It's looking to keep the pressure on this black group as you save this white group sort of naturally. And yeah, Mingju will be under some pressure. He'll probably not want to allow Alex to play a double Hane and make a surrounding shape there. So we'll see some either Hane, jump, extend. Personally, my first intuition is to jump actually, but we'll see.
All right. So what are the time settings in this game? You know, they've used. Do we see? It's not showing up on the.
So I can open the original game to see. So they had 1 hour main time to start, and then they get 5 times 1 minute Byoyomi. Both of these players have used 20 minutes so far.
Okay, the 1 minute Byoyomi is pretty big.
Yeah, so they're not going to run out of time, probably.
Okay, nice.
How about we switch back to the other game between Zichen and Ryan? Okay, so Ryan is taking care of his group here, and Zichen is taking care of his own group. We left it off around here, and Ryan was just simply taking care, making sure that he's connected, making sure that he's out. This extend is the vital point of the shape. When people play attach and extend away from a stone that's just one space jump away, pretty much always you have to play this bumping move, because it creates a cutting point for white on the bottom side even after they answer. And at the same time, it fixes the black cuts pretty effectively. Black continues here, and so that like properly fixes his cuts there. He's prepared to Atari, and it also prepares something in the corner with A and B kind of aji.
Yeah.
It's a very nice move, and you can see that the way to handle your weak group, the way to show that you're gaining something as you handle your weak group, is to create an area with that group. If Ryan just naturally sort of seals off some space here and can make 2 eyes without even running, then he's much more efficient than Zichen would like him to be as he is handling this group.
You know, what's interesting about this game so far is Black has not had to play any move that's like you had to think about it. Like every move is just kind of
about it, right?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
This is tough.
You had to think about it, but it feels natural. Like
it does feel natural, and that's very common in Ryan's games. Is that every move he's careful, and the move that he chooses feels natural at the end. Like he doesn't choose moves that are very ugly.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's all natural like this, and you can actually argue like maybe Wait was not supposed to save like this. Wait thought very reasonably that taking care of his own group by making some potential area on the side should be fine. But it does feel a little awkward that this N2O2 thing is now like perfect. Like if Wei asked P2 now, Black would definitely play O2. He wouldn't have to think about it, right? So yeah. Ryan sort of made his own stones work nicely like that. There were other ways to play here to try to deny that sort of thing, but probably it wasn't that bad what they chose. I'm thinking of stuff like playing attach here.
That's crazy.
Whether it's possible. It's probably not that reasonable, but it can be.
H4.
H4, I want to cut and extend. Is it not working? It looks maybe okay. If Black plays here, I do feel a little awkward. Like this fight should be a little difficult, I guess.
Instantly makes the game like super complicated.
I think that kind of move is possible, but there's a good chance that it's a blunder, and you don't really want to do that, especially when you're thinking, as Michael was thinking probably coming into this game, I should be stable the whole time. Yeah. So you can see that stability like this, right? And then, so at this point, Michael immediately triggered the aji in the corner with this move.
Goodbye points.
So, yeah, we do. So Ryan answered in the center with the tiger's message in normal. He could also have answered here.
Okay.
I think what we would see here is this push to make this peep happen, forcing.
Okay.
And then if Black answers like this, Tenuki right away, and like later on we get this one or we get something in the center. So this is if this kind of thing is going to be forcing. So at this point, if Black like has to answer here or answer here, then that's not good. I mean, maybe Wei would even just immediately play a 6. It's not even bad to just do that. So yeah, Black would feel very awkward in that kind of situation. So instead, he just does this one. And that allows Wait to run into the corner, but it doesn't feel powerful to do anything in the corner right away. Of course, he can play like this. And so this is going to save. That's going to live his group. But locally, this isn't very efficient to play 5 stones just to live in the corner like that. And Black stones on the outside all look like they're efficient, like they're well placed. So I really think that this was Zichen being a little bit territorial again. Of course, he broke the Black territory, so Black doesn't get that territory anymore. White gets the territory instead. But Black's initiative throughout the rest of the board, it feels like now he's going to be attacking those stones and taking control. Yeah, this is natural.
I'd love to see that.
Yeah, this is a lot of people would just jump instead if they had the same method of running, the same desire of direction to run. But there's a significant difference between whether you have an eye here or not when you allow this kind of weight 2 for 3 and even that expanding white zone liberties. So when you see this move, of course, a lot of the time these 2 stones will be liberty tight later on when we start fighting, let alone just the eye. So
yeah, because like I don't know, as like a bad player, speaking from experience, when I always want to jump because I want to go fast and like just get out. And you know, classic one space jump's never a bad move, but it's so nice to be like solid and slow, and you get so much eye space, reduce white's
yeah,
liberties. It's really powerful. Like it feels slow, but it's really not at all.
almost always if there's a tiger's mouth,
Yeah.
then it's nice to take this move because
Yeah.
you know the reason why you want to do this is that your instinct is to run as fast as you can while maintaining your full connection, right? And the reason why you want to run as fast as you can maintaining your full connection is to keep as much pressure on the like relevant groups that you're racing against,
Exactly.
that you're running against, right? But in this case, actually you keep considerably less pressure to that side when you move your stone back, right? And you keep more pressure to this side, but not in a way that's really like appreciable when you think about how games would actually continue, right? Like, okay, you play here versus you play here, then how many times are you going to surround this side because you had that stone at 06 compared to at P5? It just doesn't happen that often, right?
Yeah.
That is so critical. So, yeah, this is a game where we're trying to collect as many good shapes on the board as possible, not to collect as many good directions on the board as possible.
Yes. Catch them all.
Yeah. So Zichen, he continued by turning here. This is his type of game. This is the kind of game that he likes to play. I just think that white is better. Or sorry, that black is better. You know? And yeah, Zichen continued to just handle his territory on the left side.
That's fair.
But yeah. So
okay, so are we allowed to use AI? Is that like, do you do that when you commentate? Do we check the AI score, or do we just go off feeling?
Personally, I don't do it very often, but we can check the AI if you'd like. At any moment, we can click the OGS scores.
Yeah, I'm really curious after after D7, what it's looking like.
Sure. First I'll take a guess, and then we can see how wrong I am. It's funny.
Black by a few points.
Yeah, I think black by a few points as well, but how much? I'll say it's black by 7.
Holy shit.
I guess.
Okay.
It says black by 7.0.
Nah, you're cheating.
So
He cheated. You made it up.
I'm just a robot. I don't know. You can just, go ahead and replace my brain with
wait, that's significant. In a pro game, isn't that a lot?
Yeah,
I mean,
I was telling you, this is bad.
He's crushing then, no?
I mean, it's not completely crushing because 7 points is a lot, but like if someone wins a fight in a pro game, usually they get a couple points, right? So if you just win 2 fights, then you're back to even. So it's not that much, right? The problem is you have to win the couple fights, and that's sometimes hard. But Zichen is in his favorite kind of position, so if I had to take anyone in the qualifiers and play them against Ryan with white, then I would take Zichen for sure.
All right.
He plays Hane and double Hane, which is Zichen's spirit, and I think it's a good way to play here. A lot of people will just extend, but if you can play the double Hane, and your opponent can't break you for it, why not? Right? What's wrong?
Just extend as black?
Or parry first and play here is what.
Cut and extend, what I said. Yeah.
Yeah, so just extending here, then Zichen will play this Tiger's Mouth, I think, and then it feels very comfortable for white. So it's kind of like, since white will continue to be striking these cutting points, white squirmed away from some of his debt due to the weakness of his position, right?
So we can't just let off the gas because we have little advantage.
Yeah, definitely you can't let off the gas, especially since you have a group over here, which the whole point of that is that it can keep a lot of pressure on. So if from here you feel like, oh man, I have to jump to be able to keep my group safe, you're just going to end up helping white save all of his groups consecutively, right?
Yeah.
And then white feels like he did a really good job. So it makes sense from Ryan to try to take this moment to strike. However, it left a lot of cuts behind here, and white may be able to go for some counterattacks. What they've read is that, yeah, so actually, Zichen says no counterattacks from me because they read this. And they decided that 1 and 3 isn't enough to make any real pressure. Okay, so, yeah, basically you can see from that, this group is strong right away. So Zichen played Atari from the outside instead, give it the empty triangle, and handle that group entirely in its capture race against the white group in its entirety. So he played this Hane first, making sure to get some potential eye space. It would not be fun for black to extend there. And then he played this peeping move.
Feels dangerous.
Yeah, it does feel dangerous, right? Even though black can connect like this,
okay,
and he would get potential eye space, he would still be able to run out. It feels like white is gaining in the potential on the left side by threatening to surround this group. So if white manages to save himself here, and then build the left side, then he can win this game, right? That's the way to win the fight, for sure. So this is a good asking move by Zichen, being like, hey, how seriously can you fight back against me? Can you possibly play moves like this one and ask me whether I'm really going to cut? You know, objectively, this should be fine to play, but whether it will, like, whether it's fine or whether it will make the game, like, easier for black is another issue. I think it's easier for black to play here, so this is what Ryan did in the game.
okay.
And then Zichen will just continue to go and save himself. He has to make sure he's saving this group, and he's just going to leave that as some sort of eventual potential gain, but not active right now.
Bro, I spilled coffee on myself 3 times since we started this game. Like, I didn't want to say anything, but like this time I like actually spilled it over myself like a lot.
Oh dear.
So if I'm like not paying attention, I'm sorry.
Go ahead and clean that
Just for
up.
everybody watching, see me looking down, I'm just like wiping the coffee off. Okay. I'm back. Yeah, it feels so bad for white, dude. Like, I mean, it looks like there's a chance from what you said, but like, look at this, man. We're barely living at the bottom. We're surrounded. We feel super weak on the right.
Zichen has a threat right now, which is playing at A. That looks pretty scary to me. So I think that black is likely to answer.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether you answer directly or indirectly, but probably answer directly is correct to leave the potential peep at L4. And then white can easily save this group. It is not difficult. You could even just play here and here.
Sure.
Which would be funny. But it would work, right? So white is completely alive if he plays like this. This is very simple variation. I think Zichen will make it a little harder on himself to try to press for efficiency. In this position, black, okay, he's strong here, and he's kind of strong there, and he has his move, so maybe he can attack that. It's not clear yet where he's going to get his territory back. At the moment, white still has a territory lead for sure of all the stuff on the left side. He's safe there, safe there. Black only has the top, right? So white has Komi as well. So for this game to work out well for black, black should be like pincering here and killing this group or something like that.
Yeah.
It can work. It can work, but I think the game is still in play for sure for black here. Ryan is taking some time to think, which I really appreciate because he can obviously see this move at A. That's really easy, but he wouldn't just accept that he should do that without thinking about it because he wants to play these games properly. So he's thinking about stuff like, can I cut first? And then if my opponent plays here and here, I can connect like this, and then am I going to be killing that? If I'm killing that, then that's, this is something that I should go for, right?
Definitely.
I don't think he's killing that. I don't think that's a great thing to go for, but you can look at it, right? You can see whether you think it's proper or not. And plenty of other ways to play too. You can play maybe if you play Atari from this side and then jump like this, you can gain another thing to attack. So like I'm thinking if I can press these 2 stones and then press these 3 stones at the same time, maybe I'll save myself in the center really naturally.
Wow, that seems dangerous.
This is a way you could play, but I think actually white is gonna just save himself directly, something like this. I think he would want to try to save himself directly. But by the way, it's not given that we're going to answer 4 at 5. Like I've been throwing that in, but that could, in theory, fight against that. You could even just like push first and call that fighting against it, but it's not that effective.
Yeah.
Anyway, 4 or 5 answer is very normal, and white could also try to live at 6 instead of just living the very passive way. This is definitely also alive, so this would be probably even white should just block at 6. Probably this is like the objectively correct way to save it. If I'm not just a coward. Yeah, this is gonna work. So this should be good. Anyway, if you see black play 1, 2, 3, then probably white blocks at 4 immediately, and then I don't think he actually cares that much about those 2 stones. He would, if black attacks like this, he would run out like that. But if black attacks like this, then just letting them die in some net is no big deal.
Okay. Yeah. Oh. Let me look at the chats.
They're saying that life is overhyped, which sounds very depressing.
But true. Dying's better than living. Oh, sorry if there's dogs barking. Can you mute my mic?
No problem. So in the game, Ryan decided to play this connect. So this I was also thinking about, but I didn't want to say because I thought I would be an idiot if I would do that. But if Ryan plays it, then I feel like less of an idiot. The meaning of that connect is that when you play here, and then white lives, then if you try to press from the outside later, you can get squeezed. So if you keep pressing, then oops, and that's not fun, right? So black would die. That would be funny. And if instead you play here, then when black presses later, white doesn't have any of those same kinds of resources. So black could easily save himself without getting liberty tight in the same way, and it's a much more difficult way for white to handle. So it makes a lot of sense if black is planning on cutting there that this connect can be the best, but it just looks ugly, so I didn't trust myself. Fair enough.
Empty triangle, always good, man. Always good. We'd love to see it.
Yeah, really.
And is M2 right? Is M2 the right move?
So I believe that M2 is the correct way to live on the bottom. I believe that there's no actual issue, and that's the most territory that you can get as you defend. Now, you don't necessarily have to go and live right away with that group. You could try to play some move on the outside like this. I think that's super dangerous when black plays this push and then has this in preparation. I'm super scared. Hello, Batsko. Thank you for the raid. Hello, Batsko viewers. Welcome,
big Bats raid. Hello.
So we're just admiring Ryan's most recent move of this empty triangle. It seems like he's going to be using this and his strength to be attacking the white groups at A, at B, at C, at D. Wow, that's a lot of white groups, isn't it? So I think I'm going to go ahead and give MichaelChen a break. I'm going to let him figure out how to defend all of these groups. And we can go switch to the other game between Mingjiu and AlexanderQi. This is the game between Mingjiu and Alex. This game started. Actually, it was the very same joseki. Very opening. Son, are you hitting your bell every time a stone is in the target? No.
Yes.
Good. That's exactly what I come here for.
No, we've retired the bell.
To throw in at R1. So there was a question about whether that whether the lower right corner of white was going to die or not using the shortest liberty. I believe that because white had some stones on the right side, it would be too early for black to try to kill that group. And also, is not big enough to play. Actually, that group is not really worth caring about killing it too much. Okay, so in this game, I sort of fast forwarded. White started building a moyo on the left side by attacking this black group in the center. And White also had to make sure to defend himself in the center. So White is currently sort of defending that group, making sure it has some connection out to the side there. Black is defending this group, and he started saving his stone in the upper left. So if black can wreak some havoc here and destroy the left side, black has all 4 corners. So the fighting is a little bit tricky for Alex. He has to be quite aggressive to make this kind of play work.
Yeah.
That's why you see him not just responding to peeps. Of course, responding to peeps is fine, but if you play like this, you're very solidly taking the left side, and then Mingju is going to control the open area of the board, and just that left side territory by itself is not enough. You have to be more dynamic. You have to use the weakness that black has left. So by pushing up here, he sort of intimidated black. He made him run, and then he got to Hane. So instead of just taking the left side on the fourth line, he's eating it bigger. That seems nice. Of course, black would definitely not be able to like push and cut or anything because he's going to get attacked in the center. So it made a lot of sense for black to just go ahead and extend to save his group and turn into center. But Alex got some territory for it.
The turn feels good.
I like the push and the turn. It feels like these 3 stones, they've lost all of their outside liberties, right? All of the liberties here, this one. So black, whenever he plays in the center later, cutting here, all those things, is always going to be powerful against those white 3 stones. Alex doesn't care though. I would be thinking about playing Hane and extend like this. It's still not that fun. I understand why Alex is like, let me just take a base with my 5 stones on the top side. Those take some area here.
Honestly, the K16 feels surprising to me compared to K17. I mean, a lot of times it doesn't make that much of a difference, but I feel like in this case it matters a lot because we want points, right?
Yeah, yeah. Most of the time, when you take a base, you try to take the base on the side to surround territory to make eyes, right? That's the most common way to take a base.
Yeah.
Of course, in this case, by the way, this move is white sente. Black will probably connect here. So this stone doesn't have any connection out, but we still want to sort of control the top side and make it so that black can't bring that stone back to life. So between this one and this one, in general, if you would like to play in the center later, you should play 4th line. If you would like to play not in the center later, you should play on the 3rd line. Because the fourth line stone is going to help you run to the center, right? In this case, the reason why Alex played like this is because he judged later on, I'd like to capture those stones and I'd like to attack this. Right? So he judged that the center control was more important than controlling on the side. Of course, later if black plays this one and tries to sweep under, you'll kind of wish I could move my stone at 3 back, back down there and cover myself. But yeah, basically Alex, when he plays this one, he's thinking, if black plays the M17, that's not such a big deal. Black was already super strong here. He's only getting like 4 extra points of territory. So I can let that happen. And the actual like point of the game, the place where the game is going to get fought is the center. So let me control the center as much as possible.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think that also, I mean, Alex has been learning Go in the age of AI. AI tends to support this kind of 4th line investing kind of ideas more than the older traditional pros used to. So usually the younger kids are more likely to play high aggressive attacking stones that can become misplaced when you go to the end game. I wouldn't be surprised to see that this move is like blue or something. Seems to make sense.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so black played here. So you can see Mingju seems to agree that the center is very important. He even played there right away. And he's threatening to save his stone at H17 and start attacking these 2. Right? He wants to split white. If white tries to cut, it's dangerous, right? I'm thinking about playing here, here, and here. Oh, isn't white very sad? Even though, so let's imagine white got this in Sente at some point earlier. Even though white could get that, in theory, oh, white needs this ladder to work. Is it going to work? It's not going to work because this is Atari, obviously. So, in fact, white has to play this way. Or I guess could try to play this way and allow black an additional Sente. Anyway, regardless of whether that stuff works or not, this is still going to be good for black just to focus on sacrificing here. If white has to go in and really, really try to capture those stones on the top side, white is going to get tripped up just capturing a very small area here, a very small area here. Even if white succeeds those things, it kind of feels like white already should have them, right? So I see that Alex in the game, he played this push.
Nice.
And yeah, I like this push. I think this push is the right way to play it objectively. It means you can go ahead and save and cut me here and split me here, but I'm not going to get bogged down in capturing anything in particular right now. I'm only going to capture stuff when it's good for me, right? This is the same kind of move that we saw Alex play on the side earlier in this game that we delved into much earlier, where we were discussing how Alex doesn't really like to take a strike until he can see where he's getting his value from, where he's getting paid.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is that exact kind of thing. He could strike, he could cut off that stone, he could cut off those stones, he could take any of those things, but for the moment he'd rather allow black to play some defensive move here, or wherever, and then figure out where he wants to play in a way that is going to actually end up in a good shape for him. Which, Alex is very good at
hard. Yeah, definitely. I feel like what does black do next? You just extend one more time as black? Like that doesn't really feel good though, to be honest. Like J14.
Yeah, this is the natural move.
Yeah.
White has a few options here. Probably White can just play this clamp. It's the most normal one. And then in this kind of shape, you can see that basically White exchanged A for B before coming back to answer. That exchange is definitely good for White because it increased his ability to run to the center, right? And it didn't give Black any new directions to run. Black could already run everywhere that B could go, right? There, all those areas were already.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, it feels kind of unsatisfying to let your opponent play that kind of good exchange A for B.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised to see Mingju immediately switching into the center. Some move like this, to me, looks pretty dangerous.
Oh.
Evocative. I like this one. What does 9192 mean on the bottom bar? So I don't actually have this stream open. Let me see. Okay, so 9192 is indeed the territory.
Oh, my camera's
the score. So on Predict Club here, we have AI providing you guys with information. I'm not looking at it, typically. That information on the bottom is how many points that the AI expects each player to get. It's not actually the score of the game. So it doesn't really tell you very much information about who's winning or who's losing. It's just as a kind of random metric that tells you expected points kind of on average, but not really. Personally, if I may speak up, I don't really like that metric. I don't think it's very useful to know. It won't tell you very much information about how you would expect the game to play out. But it is sort of the most basic, like just who has points, and you can gain more points as the game goes on. It counts, by the way, all the stones on the board as in Chinese rules rather than in Japanese or Korean rules. So that's why the points are so high in a position like this, which doesn't have that many actual territory points. I don't know. It's kind of complicated to me to explain, but maybe I'm just not used to it personally. Anyway, in the game, we have Mingju cutting here. Not playing my move, but playing the cut is actually more aggressive. Crazy move. Would you have ever cut here, son? Ever?
Okay, sorry. I got distracted.
Okay, no problem.
I'm sorry, dude. Okay. What did I miss?
Nothing special. So there's a cut here.
Cut directly.
Basically we were talking about whether we should play at A, and it feels bad, right? So when you don't play at A, later on you can do things like split in a time where you feel it's more attacking, right? You can play here, whenever you feel like you're actually keeping pressure on these stones. For the moment, if White just jumps here, you aren't gonna be like killing these two white stones anytime soon. So it doesn't feel very pressuring.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So Mingju just said, okay, let me leave that. Later on, I can try to make something good happen. But for now, I'm gonna cut on the bottom side. Would you have ever played this cut? Seems kind of crazy, right?
Honestly, it makes sense. Like we're gonna cut and extend, right?
So if White cuts and then Black extends, I agree that this should be dangerous. But yeah, Hane was obviously gonna happen, right?
Yeah, obviously. It was exactly what I was thinking.
Ah, yes.
First move.
Well, I guess actually there's more issue here than I thought. I thought that this was just
That
clean,
seems...
that white could block here, but thinking on it again, when black plays here,
Yeah.
if white would do this one, white gets split in two.
Yeah, yeah.
But white has to kind of do this one, allow that to be black sente, and then the white shape doesn't look that clean, right? Like this kind
Not
of
really.
looks a little broken.
Yeah.
So maybe Alex is planning on doing something a little bit sharper somehow.
It looks tough.
But yeah, it's really not that easy. If we cut here, then there is this push. If we answer everything, then we die with these 3 stones, right? So we should extend like this. Then there's still this cut.
We get Atari. Like, let ourselves get squeezed. M8?
You want to Atari here?
Yeah.
I don't think this can be good. We're shattered and shattered.
Whoa. Oh, no. Oh, my God.
So now this bottom left group would be surrounded and probably dead. So I don't think we can really do that. Oh, it's actually quite difficult. Maybe Alex is a little bit careless here to allow this Hane. Maybe that's stronger than I thought. And maybe we should actually have been thinking about doing something other than. But it's so hard now. How do I actually recommend a move that's not this one? I guess maybe we're just going to do this one anyway, even though it's not good. Just accepting. I mean, you don't have to exchange these moves, by the way. As black, you can, but you don't have to.
Sure.
But probably we're just going to end up accepting this stuff, and then even black can start an attack like this. Feels painful. Feels genuinely painful. Man, maybe Alex will be in a bit of trouble here. So far, it seemed like he was doing well in this game, right? But this is that exact thing that I was talking about. How, someone has territory against you, and then you just take your foot off the gas for one moment, and suddenly it can feel like you just lose your full control of the game in just one misstep like this.
Oh, and you did push. Is the game move?
Yeah, this is the game move. Alex has just played this push in real time, live.
To be honest, it doesn't really feel that bad, though. Like, spilled my coffee for the 4th time, by the way.
Oh,
I'm just gonna put it away. Yeah. I mean, we're chilling, man. I think we can just, like, disagree that we're being attacked, Like, black saying, okay, you have weaknesses, and white can just say, no, I don't. I'm fine.
Maybe.
Disagree with reality,
It sounds quite bold to me. Maybe. I think it should be. Oh man. Also, Mingjiu is thinking carefully at this moment to make sure that he does things in the right order here. It feels like if you do this stuff, you give your opponent a chance to play here as well. But at that moment, you have this Atari coming, and then it's doomed for white if white just has to answer here. I don't think this is good for. Although maybe this is even better, a little bit better if you go through that variation. So maybe we should be careful to play like here first and then play here.
Okay.
Whatever he's gonna do, he's reading it all out before he plays out the whole sequence here.
I wonder if J3 is better than Connect, because of iSpace. Does that make sense?
No, this doesn't make sense because when you play here,
for white. Instead of J4.
You want to play this one?
Yeah.
For iSpace.
And then maybe it's not maybe we're better.
Yeah, maybe it's. I agree actually. That's a good move by white to connect with that. I think we're gonna see this one first. Still, maybe not actually. I was just thinking that this A trying to descend at B is annoying.
Yeah.
Because you would have to capture it. So probably we're gonna see a full variation like this. And then I still think this is a vital point over here.
Yeah, definitely.
In the game, Mingju decided to connect first, which
Okay.
allows White to play differently if he wanted, but he doesn't because he wants to keep the pressure on the bottom side. And then
Sure.
Mingju played here. We have the same variation, but Mingju avoided playing this exchange, which is sharp. That was correct, actually.
Nice.
The reason why you would want to avoid playing this exchange, by the way, is simply that you never prefer to play an exchange like that if you don't have a punch with it. So if you would have exchanged here, it doesn't like make anything happen.
Yeah.
So by leaving that there, he can make a punch in some other way later. So, for example, let's say the game goes crazy here, and then eventually Black attacks like this, and then this move is Sente for some reason. Then getting this Atari or not could matter later. And Black would not play K5, of course, in a position like this. So you can use the Swords of Liberty weakness that Wei has not connected that solidly yet in other ways than simply K5, and avoiding using K5 is correct. Made sense.
That is
AI
Anji
evals
Teshi,
heard
ladies and gentlemen.
Beautiful. Beautiful. G17 group still holds urgency after this local fight. So there's still something there, but it seems like Black doesn't have any good moves in that area right away. For White, playing a Hane would be good, but White doesn't seem to be getting Sente anytime soon. Like if White comes back over here, that would be a disaster right now.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this move is not that clearly a great move. It's not like 100% obvious that this is the best move on the board or anything. It feels very strong to me. If okay, yeah, Mingju plays it. If White plays on this side, I think White is just kind of getting himself in big trouble. Even Black could try to play a direct net, I think.
Yeah, that move is very rarely ever good. Speaking from experience.
The one move, right? Even the two move is also very rarely good, but yeah. Because White is not, I think White is still not alive here on the bottom left. I'm not exactly 100% sure. I think so. But White is going to have a hard time in the fight if he plays that way. But how do you play? It's so hard.
Just connect.
Often
easy. He's peeping you connect, right?
Yeah, often if the 3 stones are important, then connecting like this is correct. But in this case, the 3 stones are not obviously important. And it would be a bit annoying to allow Black A for B. That really increases his power when it comes to surrounding this way.
Sure.
I don't think Black would continue.
But you can't let
like,
you can't let Black capture the 3 stones. He's like alive forever, right? And we lose all attack that we ever.
Or can you?
Have.
I don't know. I think a lot of the time you can just let Black capture those 3 stones in positions like this, but it definitely depends on how alive this White group is. Yeah. Obviously, if Black spends the first move over there, it's dead. But if White spins the first move here and plays like this, is this dead? I think so, right? Black can play here, and then it's dead because here and here will die.
Yeah.
So, this is probably White's best shot, and then this is going to be a ko, I guess. Unless Black can play here. You can kill? I don't think so, because White has this move. Wait. White should play here first, I guess. And then if Black plays here, then you play Hane.
Wait, if you can get the sentence Sente E1, then you can play a different move.
So you can't get the sentence Sente, right? That's why I played this exchange. Because if you play here, then this one is going to happen, and then you have to answer anyway.
That's true.
I think, right? So now if you answer, then this is, even though you try to ko, it's not going to be ko. So it's got to be here. If it goes like this, and then here, this is dead, right? Because that would work. So it has to try to do this one if they want to try to live. Oh, is this gonna live or die? I don't know. I think it's dead. This is dead, right? So anyway, locally, white is probably dead, even though they spend another move.
Yeah.
So that probably means white should be connecting here. It's just it feels so bad to play it.
That feels fine. He's peeping you. You connect. It's no big deal, right? Oh, okay. It does feel bad. It feels so
Alex
bad.
played on the other side.
He did not want to do it.
He did not want to do it. He played on the other side. He said that feels too bad.
Okay, wait. I have to know what the AI says, man. What would AI say?
Whether AI agreed with that move. So let me just click score estimator here. It says
sure.
wait by 3, which is expected. And then when he plays his move, it now says wait by 1.5. So no big deal.
Okay. It's the human spirit, the fighting spirit. It's worth more than points. You can't put a number on it.
Yeah, basically that move in the upper left makes white feel very comfortable over here. Like black isn't going to be striking him over there. And even though black can gain something in this area, I think Alex is thinking, okay, if you play here, that's fine. I'm just gonna let you capture those stones and run, basically. I don't know if you'd run exactly like this, but some kind of running. And as long as he runs, he can very easily be making eyes here and to match his one eye over there. So this is not going to be like an issue for him. He just loses these 3 stones and he gets something else in return. So it's a trade. You can say that black is efficient. I do think white lost something. The AI seems to think white lost something. But
for sure.
In terms of like human, I feel good about my position. It seems a lot easier to play when you play like this.
That makes sense. Yeah. So what's
all the connects are same size mistakes as J14. That's understandable too. If you play here, that maybe this also drops the AI. Maybe the AI wants some other crazy move. To me, it felt like J14 was the biggest thing else on the board, but I don't know. I could be missing something.
So what's like the position now? It's pretty much settled, right? With white honeying, and we expect black to cut, right?
White doesn't. So Mingjiu in particular, I don't think he likes cutting. I think he likes playing this kind of move more than he likes playing the cut. This is the more like professional move, and Mingjiu is a professional kind of player. Meaning he likes to play moves which imply that you know what you're doing, even if you don't.
What does that mean?
Basically, a professional should play moves throughout the whole game which aren't going to be ending up in a bad position, no matter what. So when you play this one, you can feel like, well, I'm committed to capturing these 3 stones now, so my opponent can potentially exploit that. He could sacrifice, he could maybe save them later, and because I have committed here, I have a liability for myself.
True.
Whereas when you play on this side, you don't have the same kind of liability, right? There's you don't have to take care of this cut in the same way. You aren't as committed to these 2 stones in the same way as when you play the cut from the bottom side. So this it keeps more pressure on white in the sense that it's less easy to show that black played bad moves, right? So that's what I'm talking about when you pretend that you know what you're doing. Is you show your opponent, hey, you don't know how to show that I played a bad move. I don't know whether I played the right move or not, but I won't make it easy for you to show me that I played the wrong.
Yeah. Okay.
Why not N7 as black? Is a good question as well. You could try to play from the outside like this and try to fully attack this white group and say, hey, you can't live locally on the bottom side, so what are you doing? Right? This is pretty strong. I guess if I would play, I will play here. And then if you Hane, then I will play attach like this.
You don't want to play L11?
Literally play like this.
Wow.
So I've made a couple cuts in the black shape, right? And I'm alive. So I'll just hunker down. Whether that's correct, probably not. Honestly. I don't really believe that this is like the objectively right way to play, but I don't know. It seems to put weight under pressure, so it means you may play here as well.
Okay.
I think we can let Mingjiu think, because this is a kind of critical moment where you should try to figure out how to grip on this this white group and attack it. Wei has managed to take a lot of territory in this upper left that we were talking about. He has to maximize that. He has maximized that, and black's territories are starting to pale in comparison. So it does feel like black should be taking some initiative, saving his own group, and keeping pressure on these two white groups at this moment. So I'll let him figure out how to handle that. And we can switch over once again to Ryan versus Michael.
All right, this is a really nice pace. I like this. We get like a lot of each game, let him think, go to the other. It's going well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, what the heck? GG? Question mark?
Okay, let's take a look. So we left this game around here, where I highlighted A, B, C, D. Zichen has a lot of problems. It's gonna be tough to handle for Zichen already.
Impossible to handle, apparently.
Zichen said, "Not enough problems for me. I need to nuke it."
Okay, not really a Tanuki. Is that right?
Not really a Tanuki. No, this is creating another route back for his group. He's saying, "I'll connect the A, or I'll go ahead and live the ways that I was showing before."
Yeah.
And so Ryan said, "Okay, I'll stop you from connecting there." And so Zichen gained a little bit of territory in the corner, and then he can still save his group with this move at M2. Yeah,
Okay,
this is still 100% alive.
Yeah,
as I saw before. And then we saw Ryan play this pincer as expected, and Zichen played wow. Okay, I was saying before this game, Zichen has to have his head screwed on straight the whole time. He has to be stable the whole time to win, right?
Is this not stable? This looks stable to me.
Stable. This is not stable. This is
like
very unstable.
It's like he's pretending black played 0-6 anyways. He's like hitting the middle point. Yeah,
that pretending that black had mispositioned that A stone at B, and then this move is great, but this is going to be really hard for Zichen to keep up that kind of pressure. He's going to not keep it up. He's trying to just only save one little thing or some other little thing, and he's trying to be stable by being very, very trade happy here. But Ryan, he just played this Hane. It's a really great idea. Basically, what Zichen was hoping for was that Ryan would do stuff like this. And then Zichen doesn't have to save that stone. He doesn't have to save these stones. He doesn't have to save those stones. He already has those 3 stones, right? That can be enough. And he could continue like this. If Ryan goes crazy to try to cut him, he'll be happy. Like this kind of fight, suddenly it's like Ryan has a couple things to worry about here. So this is exactly what Zichen was looking for. And Ryan's Hane here is quite smart. It's quite savvy. It means, are you really attacking me right now? The 07 said, you're putting pressure on me. Are you really? Show me. Show me you're attacking me by saving these 2 stones. If Zichen would actually do that, he can't be light in the same way anymore. He's already heavy with those stones. Mm-hmm. And this attack is now like completely impossible for white to play, because obviously this black group has 1 eye and another potential eye and all sorts of things. So the attack quickly becomes black attacking white with no counterplay if Zichen would play heavily like that.
Exciting. Great move.
And so Zichen, quickly plays this attachment. I didn't even see what move that he played, but I already knew he would not be anything that's heavy here, because he's not in the mood to be heavy. However, this works against some professional players, like against Mingju yesterday. It worked. I think Ryan is one of the best professional players at beating this style, possibly in the world. Honestly, I think he's like really good at beating people who play ambitiously by punishing them, by finding the concrete reason why it doesn't properly work, right? So like, for example, here Q6 is like a concrete reason that says, hey, I'm going to directly live and take away your eye space, and I have read variations. I think I am going to be comfortable with this stone at Q6. It's very, very down to earth. Yeah, all of Ryan's moves in this kind of situation, they're always down to earth based on reading and like solid, right? Solid is exactly what white does not want to see when he plays like this. He does not want to see black being solid, but this kind of Atari just readying to completely decimate white.
Yeah,
it's super tough for white to play. White is now under threat of being laddered, but he's also under threat of being killed. So what do you do? In the game, he cut here, and black just connected and connected here. You can see this is Ryan being stable, being solid. And white cut here, letting Ryan capture those stones in a ladder, and then connected here. So he's hoping now, Zichen is hoping that he can liberty race that stick with the black corner.
No way, right?
Ryan professionally takes his peep first and surrenders. So he says, I'm not even going to bother trying. If Ryan would have played like this,
sure,
and started that fight, I think Zichen would block here. This 3 is forcing towards the corner usually. So if Zichen would continue to live, then black could throw in like this, and then is it not?
It's forcing? 6 S1 for a co.
S1. So this is not a situation where white is getting liberty tight. Wait, why not? Oh, it's different on this side. Anyway, yeah. So in this case, it would be this one instead, and it's the co like this. This co is too much to handle when you're also liberty racing on the side. So if white like really tries to win this co, plays some imagine 12 as a co-threat, then black can play this kind of move as co-threat as well. And so this is totally doomed. If white answers in the corner, then obviously black is going to be winning this race really easily here.
Yeah.
You don't even have to try. Like this is not a close liberty race between the black and the white. So Ryan could have tried to win the liberty race like that very directly. Probably he was thinking somehow that black can manage to handle it. I mean, basically, this move is not bad. That's all I know. I know when I see this move, we're eating that, and we're still going to save that without even bothering this part. Like, this is not bad.
We're just getting more.
We're just getting more, and then you play here, and it's still going to work. He chose to play the Hane first to deny the chance that white would play here and then make this co like serious, because white has now 5 liberties over here. 5 liberties is enough to be serious about capture racing in this area. So he played this Hane first, and then said, now you have 4 liberties. Oh, you can answer. When you answer, you're not alive, and I also still have this S1 the whole time. So answer, and it's not alive, as we saw, and then he doesn't go crazy like this, make a co. He just plays this one and prepares to directly capture race. This is not a co. You can see he's going to fill that and then fill that and then capture. 3 liberties is enough to win against this. Zichen answered in the corner because of S1, so all this. And yeah, because Ryan got that exchange first, black is not even going to be under any threat of being surrounded on this side and getting attacked over there either. Even if he was, he has moves at A and B to easily save himself. This is like frankly, is totally easy for black from here. So this is exactly what coming into this game, I was saying that Zichen needs to not do. To be and it's not like it's his fault, really. He just got a very thin position from this part. It was when he played here, and then Ryan played here, and then he felt like, oh, I should continue that. I should play in the corner and properly like follow it up. This is the part where he got into trouble, and then later on, we're just seeing how that is actualized by someone who plays concretely, right? So at this point, Zichen already has his 4 weak groups. That's because he saved a full extra weak group over there while he had weak groups already.
Yeah.
And okay, here we can probably manage to save this group a little bit better if we're not as aggressive from the start. Like that white move ended up being too on the nose against the black group and the
Tucker, I don't know about you, man, but I don't know about you, chat, either. I feel for Zichen here, man. It feels like I'm watching me, a way stronger, better version of me, making too many weak groups and just being like, why did I live in the corner? Why did I do it?
Yeah, exactly, right? And you have to play the move at T3 in the end, and then you just like, I imagine that when Zichen played this move, he was grimacing. I can just see the look on his face where he's like, oh my god, I have to play T3. He leans in, puts his head down. Oh man, T3. So painful.
Yeah.
White's only chance is to kill black group on the left. That is kind of the only chance, but it's not a real chance. Frankly, white doesn't have a chance. This game is.
So is it like minus 20, minus 30? Is it just GG? Oh, minus 59.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds about right. That's what I was gonna say. So basically, white is waiting for tricks. White is hoping that like this one, black will connect here, and then White can run out the ladder and then try to make something happen. So Ryan, being very tactically sharp, is not going to connect there and let White running out the ladder. There is still some chance. I mean, first of all, Ryan could let that happen and then handle it separately. So like you can imagine this kind of move. This is a way to play for Ryan that could work. Now, if White cuts, obviously there's going to be another ladder, and then if you play here, then here there's going to be a. This is not quite working properly. So this is a situation where it would be an embarrassing snapback. This is how White wins the game. You have to have something like that happen. So what Ryan did is he played here. This one keeps the ladder working, amusingly, because you capture like that.
Look at them. Wow. Beautiful.
So that wedge, I didn't even think about this wedge, but that's a very sensible move. And then he's going to keep the pressure on over here as he keeps the ladder working the whole time. If White like Atari is here, can you extend? Because it still works. It's amusing.
You know, what I will say, though, to Zichen and to all the strong players, like, they don't resign until there is literally no chance. Like, we're still playing. We're still like looking for a chance. I feel like, especially cute players and like weaker players, they're like, oh, I died, resign. But there's still like, there's a tiny chance. Like, you play until there's literally no chance.
And this is a very adventurous move, right? Like this move had chances to actually work. Like there's some people who would have connected here and allowed this to run, and then Black connects here and kills this part, but White can play here, and if you can kill this part, which you can't, to be fair, like Black just jumps and then it lives, but White can still have ways to play this game. Okay, here I think Zichen has misread the ladder, or he's trying to make a double threat happen. So actually Zichen is trying to make it so that Black commits more to the ladder, and then when he plays here, which breaks the ladder, now if Black answers, then White can run it out like this, and here, and here. And now you can see this ladder actually doesn't work. It actually gets broken. I guess you should run out one more time too. He's thinking, okay, now I run out once, and then I play here, and then when Black answers, I play here, or when Black plays here, then when I run out like this, then Black can't connect here anymore because I've covered that by running out one extra time with the ladder, right? And then if Black plays here, we saw this before, Black is actually dead inside. There's no way for Black to save the inside here, not even in Co.
Yeah.
So that's actually quite a dangerous move. It seems like the ladder is still working, but this move at 2 is going to give White a chance back in this game. And I think that Ryan has paused because he sees that and he's thinking carefully about how he wants to keep the game going. Personally, I would play here. Oh, but he plays this one. Interesting. I would have played here.
Okay.
Or something like this, I think. Probably. Actually, this still leaves a cut behind, so it's still a bit dangerous. But I want to play like this, and then I want to capture the inside, directly taking liberties over here to fix my issues. I think this is probably a fine move. But Ryan played here, and then we see this by Zichen. And you can see that even though Zichen is down 50 points, he can still make problems. It still is possible to make problems for the opponent.
Yep.
This is how you come back in games. Yeah, Zichen is very good at it.
I believe. He's going to win. White's going to win this game. Calling it now.
Oh, I don't agree at all. No, there's no chance that White is going to win this game. But it's fun. It's exciting. There's chances that he can gain something. He can like make 10 points back or something.
If you can misclick once, you can misclick twice. I believe.
That is true, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
I'm really curious what Ryan's plan. Like, why is he thinking now? Why would you have gone into this line without having already read and thought about your move here? I don't know. Maybe he didn't have his 100% perfect reading.
Anxiety strikes. You're like, oh my god, did I misread? Did I mess up?
Okay, eventually he plays here. Maybe he had already planned this and was just like taking care to judge whether he had a stronger move. So the point of this one is that if White plays here, first of all, then you're gonna die on the outside. So it doesn't matter that locally you're dead inside. You're gonna die on the outside for white. So white needs to play some move, something like this. But this one, black can just answer, and white needs to spend another move on the outside. Eventually, black should play another move inside, like this. If you capture, black easily saves this part. Probably you don't even have to spend a move because white isn't tight to your liberties. This is still completely winning for black because you saved this group and you captured all this, and you captured all that, and yeah, you're doing great. Even without capturing all that, remember, black still has the top side to contest the left side, so black is winning by 1,000,000. So in the game, we see white turned here, and then black played here first. So black decided not to win off of the capturing in the center right away, but instead he's allowing that clutch in the center because he can capture here first. And that makes sense as well. This is going to make his right side stronger because it's one liberty tighter to saving itself. So then just connect here and white can capture. Zichen did a great job of making something of the Aji there, but he's still gonna lose. It's still tough.
That's the way it goes, man.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Gotta try your best.
This was a really difficult game for Zichen. This is why Ryan, I think, is very, very favored against Zichen these days. Zichen is just not in the mood to be stable enough recently, and stable is exactly what you need to beat Ryan. Okay, let's go look at the lower bracket. So this is the upper bracket, and I'm pretty confident here in calling that Ryan will be representing North America for the LangQi Cup. But we aren't just sending one person, we're sending two people. This qualifiers is to decide the top two. That's why it's double elimination. Zichen will be appearing in that round 3, that final game, to decide who the second person we're sending to the LangQi Cup is.
All right.
The other person is decided by the winner of our lower bracket between Mingjiu and Alex. Let's take a look at that game. So we left this game back here where Mingjiu had done a great job of attacking, and then we were discussing how he can continue. He can play here, here, here. We discussed all those moves. Mingjiu surprised us by doing this one.
Yeah.
Nothing in the local area at all, but just taking territory over there. You can see how this fits into Mingjiu's style of, I don't know whether I'm playing the right move, but I will show you that I'm not playing the wrong. Like you cannot show me that I'm playing the wrong move. So this move is not ambitious in any stretch of the imagination. It's not tactical or anything. But how can white show that black was wrong to play at R11? Like there's so much territory there. How is white going to be getting more value than that in just one move, right?
Yeah.
So it's a good move. And white played this attachment. He's trying to show that it was wrong by saying, hey, the center is important right now. So how dare you not play in the center? I can control the center. I can press you down. Yes, the American players will be flying to China and playing it in person in China. And they did that last year. We sent Kevin Yang and AlexanderQi. And we have photos, of Alex playing Kaja, of them all. There's an opening ceremony the day before. Is this big thing? They all dress up in their suits. They look nice.
Oh wait, so is this gonna be like top pros only, like international, like top?
For the most part. So this the other tournament that they qualified to is only 24 players, and we only sent one player, and so that one is actually like top pros only. This tournament is, what was it, 64 players in the first round? Something like that. There's more. There's more players in the first round for this one. That's why we can send. It's 48 in the first round. And we can send 2. And so you have a shot at getting someone who is not a world champion, although they're still going to be good enough to have won their like national qualifier, right? We're still only going to be playing like extremely strong players, but it's not really only Kaja and Zherhao and etc.
Yeah. But the game, wow, crosscut? What?
Yeah, crazy. So Alex is like, hey, I'm playing in the center, and this area, the right side, is not valuable. So you should take it. That's what he's saying. He's saying, go ahead and take the right side, and that's not good enough. So if, let's say black just plays here and capture. So this captures those 2 white stones. Then white plans to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze like this. And you can see in this kind of diagram, the black territory here is actually inefficient because black has too many stones for the amount of territory that's there. Yeah, that's a really big corner. How big is that? That's like, what, 25, 30 points?
Sure.
30 points is not enough for that much investment. And Alex could even continue to just play something like Hane right now and continue to connect. And then Alex is going to be getting his own points back, right? And his own attack back. And this would not be successful for black. So it's very common in this kind of situation where your opponent is cross-cutting to try to sacrifice. White's plan is to sacrifice this cross-cut stone and give black that area which is too small. It's common to play this Atari and Tiger. This one means, oh yeah, you think that area is small? Well then, I will completely Tanuki and play on the other side. So now black takes this side, which is valuable, and says, hey, go ahead, ladder my stone over there. You can go ahead and take a great shape in that area, but you won't. Right? White could have laddered that stone, but it doesn't mean anything because this area has almost no value. That territory is unimportant because this area is strong, that area can be separately strong, and then at the end of the day, this is only like 2 or 3 points, and then black is building stuff on the other side, right? So Alex doesn't want to just settle for that, and then you can see that's why this Atari Tiger's Mouth is so powerful, right? If Alex wants to play on the other side, then Mingju gets to get a whole bunch of extra power by harassing Alex for this, and then come back to handle this side in better shape sometime later. Right? However, this triple Hana is pretty good, right? I like this move. And it's tough to decide how to play as black. What would you do?
Oh, come on. We Atari, then we push on the second line. Easy peasy.
Here, 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 here. This kind of thing?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And then we eat the 1 stone.
So something like this?
Yeah. Feels fine, right?
Not really. It's okay. You can play like that. If you just played like this and got this much first without Ataring there, I'd feel much happier about it, right? Because I really want to be able to use that Atari and use the weakness from the other side.
Yeah.
But it's often not very good to make this Atari and a cut on the inside here if you're just going to immediately sacrifice it, right? It isn't coherent for the efficiency of that stone, although it's coherent for the efficiency of these stones. So if we're like feeling under pressure about how we can handle our 4 stones all the time, like I really got to make sure I go back and save them and go back and save them, go back and save them. Sometimes it's best to just go back and save them first and leave all the pressure of the A, B, C weaknesses. So he just plays this Atari, which
that makes sense.
I agree. I think this is a good move by Mingjiu. And then he cuts here and captures from the other side. So once again, you're seeing that they value this area not at all, and they really want to capture this stone instead.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. I wonder whether Alex actually overplayed to continue. But it doesn't feel right to let that capture that, right? So maybe the original triple Hane is overplayed to allow this. It feels like that black did a good job here.
The crosscut was wrong.
No, I don't think crosscut's wrong. Crosscut can't be wrong. There's no way.
What do you do? It feels one way after that.
I think you can just play here. It's okay. It's not fun, but it can be playable. I think basically if triple Hane is overplay, like we're seeing after this here, then that means you had to play on the other side. Right? If you care about that 1 stone, you have to care about the 1 stone. It's just how it is.
That's fair.
So in the game, Alex pressed from the center a little bit, and then pressed from the corner, or sorry, not the corner, from the side. He's going to the corner soon. So yeah, that was forcing, of course, because if black would play away, then white would capture these from the inside.
No, not the stones. Man, this feels so good for black. Did we not just eat everything? Almost?
But you ate everything, but there's still some potential here. And white got all of this power. So that is pointed still towards a weak group, for the record. So white plays this Hane, as we were seeing before. I think this is the only move for white to make sense of this.
Sure.
He needs to say, okay, yeah, I cut this stone off. I got some territory back here. Okay, so black got some territory. I can get some territory back. But most importantly, your group here is still weak. If that group being weak can actually get him, like if Alex can secure some more territory over here as well, then he can be doing well. It does seem a bit tough, though. I think that Mingju did a good job.
Oh, feels great. I mean, the right side feels like it's so much to me. Since it was originally white's, like, extension, I don't know. It just feels like a lot. In the black group also doesn't even feel that weak. I don't know. If I were playing, I'd just throw a tiger's mouth, but I mean, I'm
Oh,
not playing.
you would play here?
No. As black. As black.
Oh, you just throw a tiger's mouth on the board.
Yeah.
But isn't it big, this area?
Yeah. Definitely doesn't feel like precise or anything.
If I were Mingju, I really want to play here. Oh, this is the move that he played.
Oh, wow.
I really want to play here, but I'm worried that my opponent will play this extend. If the capture happens, this is beautiful. Let's go. You know, it's fantastic. So easy, so fun. But when white extends here, I don't have very much power after that, right? So it feels like extend, and then here I can even peep like this, and then start attacking you severely. I don't really support this move by Mingju. I think this loses value. I think this is too greedy. I really want to play here too. This is my dream. But it doesn't seem to be working at the moment. Probably it was better to play here first. So my idea here is, obviously you can answer like this. My stone is already dead, so that's not a big deal. I didn't lose very many points from that.
Sure.
And then I Hana here. And then I can play on this side, or even I could play here. That was crazy. That one is really helping me a lot, basically, in the fight. It's my thought.
Do we need to do all this? Can't we just take care of our group?
Well, why would you take care of your group in a way that lets white take this area? You wanna break that area as you take care of the group naturally.
I guess so, yeah.
This kind of thing, even if it's just like this, it actually weight is a lot smaller than if you just take care of the group this way. Also, there's nothing that special over here. Like, you can try to cut that, but it wouldn't likely die. You wouldn't likely attack other things. You could play like that. It's possible. Who won from RyanLi versus MichaelChen? So that is today. That was the winner bracket, and they're still playing. Michael is still trying. I think there's no way. Yeah, they're still playing the game. Ryan has made a weak group that he's trying to save, but he has so many resources to save this weak group. I think it's like the only way Michael could win is if it dies. I think Ryan is not going to die with that group at the moment. We can go switch it to take a look at it briefly.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Okay, here we are. So we left the game back here, where I was expecting Michael to just capture directly. He played this jump instead. I think that's worse, but you know, you can do whatever you want when you're losing by 50 points. It doesn't matter. And,
that is true.
And then Ryan played here. So this is like the loosest possible reduction that he could think of. It's giving away all of the territory on the left side, and frankly, way too big of an area. But Michael would never accept that, because that would make nothing happen for the rest of the game. So he has to cut, and he has to make something happen like this, and give Ryan, you know, all the potential to do stuff on the side. And Ryan doesn't even run to the side. So if this game were remotely close, I think that we would have seen something like attach and Hane or attach and cut, something like that. It's almost impossible for Michael to hold this all together. Instead, sure. Ryan plays in the center like this, because he's thinking, I can still attack that, and I don't need to dive all the way in. You can keep on taking the left side. Like, whenever Black just sees white defend the left side, and then nothing can happen anymore, he doesn't feel sad, he feels happy. It's different than the normal game. So yeah, he's just playing a bunch in the center, and then white connects, and then Black very, very calmly takes this jump. And of course, Michael has to play the most aggressive move, the move there, and Ryan is fed up with Michael's never defending. Obviously, the objectively correct thing to do is come back and defend here and let Black save, but that would never win the game, so you have to try to win the game. And Ryan jumps, gets some eye space on the side, plays this empty triangle to stay connected, asks White how he's going to actually surround, and White leaves 1,000,000 cutting points to actually surround. And Black just jumped here thinking that he could easily save this group with 2 eyes, which he can. So he uses that move, his forcing move, and is a couple of forcing pushes. Wait needed to respond to that. He couldn't play some crazy thing because this Hane Connect is super powerful with the threat of A making this kind of move and this kind of move.
It does feel a little scary, man. It does feel a little scary. Like,
are you actually scared?
But no, but you know, maybe there's a world.
You have to read, right? The thing is, so what Zichen is doing here is he's making sure that his opponent has to read. Against people who aren't Ryan, people make a lot of misreads, right? People are like, oh, I have to read, and then I messed it up. Oh, I didn't see that. Right? But Ryan loves finding the concrete way to prove that his opponent is wrong. So he will see a position like this, and he will read his way to finding, I either get 2 eyes or I cut over here and kill that back. And I mean, when those are your 2 resources, that's enough resources to be able to win this game. Obviously, Ryan has this move to threaten to connect at the moment, and that combined with this and the cut at C, I think that honestly, White should be dead here, to be honest. But Ryan doesn't even bother to go for that right now. I mean, White should be dead if he tried to kill Black, is what I mean. Ryan doesn't even bother to go for that. He plays this move thinking that this will live with the threat of playing at A. So Ryan still has this Atari at B and A, and that's an I, and then there's also I's over here and here and even here. Okay, I put enough letters on the board. Zichen has to play here for this to be remotely dead, but we're gonna see resignation shortly. This is not remotely dead. Ryan never misreads, got it. It's not like he never misreads, but he does play many games without misreading. And especially in a position like this, he wouldn't misread because he loves it. He likes to solve it, right? And that helps you not misread. If you're enjoying your time reading, then you don't end it early. So you don't miss stuff as often.
That is true. Whenever you're winning like this, you are happy. You're having a good time.
True.
This is the fun part of the game.
As Zichen, you would have resigned a bit earlier for the Psyche tomorrow. So the next round is not tomorrow. It is to be determined. We didn't know who are the 2 players who we need to be free for round 3. So we have to wait for the first 2 rounds to see who do we actually need to outline the time slot for, and then we'll be talking with those 2 players who are in the final deciding round to set up a time that works for them.
That's nice.
Yeah, you know, so Ryan and whoever loses the losers bracket game don't have to schedule time and then just watch. That would be kind of sad.
So how many people were in this qualifier to begin with? I mean, we ended with the 4 professional players. Was it just them, or were there? Was there
only these 4 professional players decided that they had the free time to actually be able to play in the GLAT Cup if they, won, right?
Okay.
So, that's fair enough. So I saw some people sort of unhappy with the rest of the pros for not playing in this, but I feel like you can't always make the time. We are living lives that aren't just Go, so you can't always make the time for every single international tournament that you could
100%
in theory go to. So I can understand some pros not playing in every one of these, but I would like them to try to play in more of them. I think it makes a lot of sense. I mean, they just if they win the qualifier, they get over $2,000 just to show up, and lose their game at the international tournament to go home. That's a lot of money in the prize pool. Why would you not even try? I don't get it.
Yeah, man. They knew Ryan and Zichen were here, man. They're scared.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I should solve the Sumego here. So,
what do we have?
We can prove that these guys are going to live or not. So what they're talking about right now, the reason why Zichen played here is he's read if Ryan plays here, then he wants to play this move first. Then if Ryan would try to live with this eye in the center, then he's going to make this ko, which would be very funny. That would never actually happen in their game.
Hold your breath.
What Ryan has read is that he's going to connect here, and then when Zichen tries to play on this side, then he can live with this move, I believe. I believe this is his reading. So this one means even though you play here and play here, you don't have any short of liberty resource to use, and you don't have any way to handle this. So I have my second eye over there, and of course, if Zichen tries to play over here first, then Ryan can come back to live on this side. Now, Zichen can get something back here, but Ryan would have broken the whole left side, which, as you remember, this fight started because Zichen thought that the whole left side is not enough. So obviously, even if Zichen, captures some stones, gets some nice shape, saves his groups nicely, if Ryan breaks the territory which Zichen didn't even take because it wasn't going to be big enough, that's not, it's not a big enough win for Zichen.
Yeah. But I mean,
so,
absolute complications, like it's straightforward but for them, but it's still pretty complicated. Like it's not nothing.
Yeah. These players are skilled enough that they could definitely, like, Zichen is very, very common in Zichen's games that he reverses this kind of, like, after he loses this much. Basically, the thing with Zichen these days is he's really not that hard to get a winning position against. It's really not that hard. In comparison to most other pros, to show him that he's like not been stable and that he's falling apart here or falling apart there. But he doesn't just lose because he fell apart somewhere. He continues playing the game and he makes the comeback most of the time against the weaker players, which is just ridiculous, right? I mean, he definitely, like when he was playing the Pro Calls last year, he basically was in the mode of making a comeback from the first bit, from the before actually starting to lose the game, and so then he was playing really well, right? But these days it feels like he's forgotten to like start the game by trying to win, and so he just is. I don't know. Basically every game, the last 20 games I've watched Zichen play, he's like losing horribly, and he still like wins half of them. But you should just not be losing horribly. It's not that hard.
I mean, that's why his games are so exciting, right?
It does make his games very exciting. You should check out his YouTube channel, Zichen Wake, on YouTube. If you guys haven't subscribed to him already, you should go take a look.
100%. Oh, and you gotta subscribe to Telegraph Go, YouTube/Telegraph Go, right?
Of course.
Best Go YouTube channel there is.
Of course, no problem. Don't mind all the other Go YouTube channels. Anyway, let's take a look back at the game, which is actually somewhat close between Mingju and Alex. This game is still definitely within contention. So
absolutely.
We will take a look at that one. Whenever Michael resigns, then tell me in the chat. And I'll just say Michael resigned. Anyway, in this game, we had Mingju play here, and then Alex just played away entirely. He played into this bottom right corner, went for the invasion right away.
Wow.
Yeah, that's not very intuitive to me. I mean, I understand that Mingju doesn't have that powerful of a thing to do here, but it feels like if we let him get this Atari, it's just like his shape is better, right? Like, he has some eye shape here, some eye shape here that he didn't have before if he gets that something move. So I'd really want to play over there, and I would feel like Mingju was going to answer, and I'd feel like I gained. But I agree that there should be something here, and that Alex, part of his job in this game is definitely to show that he can invade, or use this Aji to get something at least, not exactly invade. So he tried right away to make a ko, and Black Penukied. So if Black would continue to play very strongly, let's say from the outside, like this, then White can play here, Black can Hane, like this. Let's read. White will play here now, and Black needs to answer directly, and then already White should be alive. There should be no problem. Maybe I should even just play here. It's alive, right? If I play here and here, then this is alive. So we can't really allow White to get all the eye space that they get from S2 and S6. So it's like, well, maybe I should take this one directly myself.
Yeah.
Then White can play here, asking to connect out. You can imagine Black blocking somehow. And then this one, it's still forcing, looking to connect under and then attack back this group over here. You would imagine Black to answer like this. And then this way, maybe White isn't exactly alive, but at least it's a ko. Something like that. So Black doesn't really want to commit to playing a ko right now. Basically, because of that and then this resource, those two potential forcing moves that White has, this White group is already quite resilient. And Mingju does not want to commit to playing any ko to attack or anything like that. So he just played away entirely and decided to defend his own group. But I really want to Atari here. I don't understand why this Atari is not being played. He just plays on the outside here. Okay, and then plays that Atari, whatever.
He got it.
Do you think that there is some hope for those of us who learn to go as adults to become pro someday and play at this level?
Nah, give
by the
up,
way,
brother. Give up.
no,
I'm joking. I'm joking.
to play at this level, it's possible. So I see that you have 1995 in your name. That means you can't be older than 30. If you really, 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 really try, then you can get to the lower level, the lower professional level, I think, from like 30 or so. But you have to really, 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 really try, and you have to be talented, and you have to be like very
Dedicated,
kind of
brother.
self-destructive in your own like pursuit of the game.
That's so true. That's so true. That's a good way to say it. But Telegraph, you started when you were an adult, right? Or like teenager?
I started at 17. Yeah.
That's like pretty much it.
I didn't have that much child juice in me.
So yeah, exactly.
But I will say, like, in my first year, I already became 3-dan, and that was partially because I was still young enough to be very flexible. I remember learning faster when I was starting learning. Like,
bro, I started when I was 18. I was
slow.
always slow. I was always slow, man. It never sped up. Yeah, but I mean, 3-dan in 1 year, that's crazy fast. That's really good. Is that Fox 3-dan or AGA 3-dan?
I was Taijum 4-dan shortly after 1 year, and I was AGA 3-dan at like a year and a half.
Absolute Chad. That's sick. But yeah, you can improve, man, as an adult. I think is Dave in the chat? Dave was in the chat earlier.
Yeah,
I think he started. Yeah, he's really good, man. He started as an adult.
Started as an adult, and he is like a mid Fox 8-dan now, something like that. Or maybe it's like slightly weak Fox 8-dan, something like that. And he can still get better for sure. So it's totally possible, but you know, he has committed a lot of his life to becoming good at Go. It's very respectable. I mean, have you seen how many he's done? At least like 2,000 hours of Go streams on Twitch already, and like at least 1,000 of those are just grinding Sumego, which, you know, basically you have to really love doing that kind of you have to love all aspects of the game. You can't just love reviewing or playing or watching AI or watching pro games. Like, you have to love every kind of study that you can do to become really good.
100%.
Anyway,
Dirk says NA pros are weak. It'd be too easy. True. Very true.
In the game, Mingju played these couple of Ataris, and that gave him a lot of potential space here. So with that, and then this space and this space, he felt like he was already strong, which I agree with. And because he felt he was already strong, he was like, well, what do I do? He could chase this, and he could cut here. And he thought that's more exciting. He thought, I can cut over here, and I'm keeping the pressure that I can use that group and use these short liberties, and I can attack that group on the side.
I agree. That's nice.
Yeah, this is very high pressure play from Mingju here. It's really making Alex decide what he wants to do. He chose to pick the center, and that means that these 3 stones are going to be sacrificed a lot of the time. He could have saved them earlier, but at this point it's going to be very hard to save them. And then he played this block. So that block is, to me, it's quite a questionable move, and I really can't imagine that being the best move in this position. How can we like completely omit any chance to save this group later? Like, a lot of the time, basically what I'm thinking is you start with a move like this instead of a move like block, or you start with a move that's stronger, and you wait for the chance to play here and this kind of stuff, or even just this one first. You can still chase into this area, and that should come by itself. From Black's perspective, when you turn here, you're like, wow, I fixed everything. I fixed this part, and I'm so thin, right? Like, I managed to capture everything in here, but I spent hardly any moves in comparison to that situation earlier, right? Black has spent like half as many moves to take the right side here. And Wei even still wants to answer over here, which I agree with. I think that answer is not unreasonable because there's so many short liberties after A and B kind of things. It's super scary. So I agreed, like, answering here, but then why did we have a stone at A? It doesn't do anything. And Black's just fixed on this side. Now, this attack I don't really support. This is an attack on the corner, right? This is trying to prevent Wait from getting that P5.
Yeah.
But this is still Wait Sente, and then Wait can still go to the corner. And I think that just lost in comparison to playing here. This way, Wait lives a lot smaller, and even maybe doesn't live. It's, like, much harsher if you play at S2. I don't understand why Black didn't, honestly. So instead, Wait manages to save the corner. That's pretty nice.
The cuts. There's something.
And then Black wants to say that there's something. with the cuts.
There's
Is there
something.
really something?
There's got to be something.
There.
Ooh.
Reading.
Is it M7?
So, if you play here.
M7. I was thinking Tiger's Mouth.
Oh, you wanted this one. So this one, I think
yeah.
that it's not so hard. I could be wrong, but here. Oh, you cannot play this one right away.
Yeah.
And so here.
Let's get thrown in.
There. This does not work from this, right? So
I was thinking throwing on the left. L5.
Oh, you want to throw in with with this? That is a threat. That's something that's important to watch. So yeah, it's tricky if white responds there. How to play with this? Because if white does this, there still is throw-in all the time. But what I was reading was also working, for the record. This stuff also is effective.
Yeah.
Here, white is dying there. That's also important. So it seems like maybe white cannot connect here because white won't be able to cut this in the end. If you try this one, then there's Atari and connect, and then everything there is dead.
I would like to point out, though, you mentioned this earlier, how it was super nice that Mingju didn't play K5 because later something might happen where it might matter, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this, man.
It's happening. He did it. He showed us. He showed us why it was so nice to connect first and not play the forcing move. That was my intuition.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I'm expecting then for Alex to play away from this to not connect. Is what I mean by play away.
Yeah.
It seems. I mean, you could do this and then get shattered like this somehow. I don't know exactly how you want to connect. So if you do that and get shattered, you aren't alive on the bottom side, and we saw earlier that you can't even live locally. So it doesn't seem playable, right? So I think that instead we're gonna see this move. This is what Alex played.
Makes sense.
And that means that black is going to get a chance to capture these 3 stones. After that, black still has some potential to cut here, which is really annoying. So if white would play like this, then this move, this move, you might have to sacrifice the 5 stones for this to work, because you can't play here. It's, you know, this is snapback.
Yeah.
So that's really annoying. Maybe we're gonna see answer like this. So Mingju does cut as expected. Mingju was thinking about playing this kind of move, which would be ambitious. So you could try to make a full-on like double capture race back. You know, I capture race, your capture race. How about you want to capture race, my capture race thing, you know? But this would work for white. So white would need black would need to play like this kind of move first. Something like that. It's not very effective. There's no way that that's gonna work. So it makes sense that Mingju just chills. And then Alex is in like a really difficult position. He definitely didn't see this cut coming, because I didn't see that cut coming, and it is very powerful. That's why Mingju played here. Now I understand. That's why Mingju played here. I thought S2 was better, but I admit, Mingju, you're the master. This one is better. Cut. That's the threat.
Very nice.
Yeah, very nicely organized by Mingju here.
It's a great game by Black. It just feels like super instructive. He's just doing all the right stuff.
He took the territory and then he's chilling. But yeah, I didn't really like his position from the beginning, but it feels like he's taken, you know, good middle game fight in all the situations, right? Like every time that there was some sort of trading decision, then he was keeping a lot of pressure on. I really feel like this 017 is not. This is the moment where Wade still has a chance to be saying, "Hey, I'm gonna be aggressive on that and that and that," and like leaving a lot of pressure. And instead, he went for kind of an endgame kind of move.
Yeah.
So he eventually did answer there. He's now alive at this whole thing. He has one eye here, one eye there, but black stole all his territory in the center, all his potential territory. And then playing here, if white would just answer, I imagine black will be leading on points now. So Alex is going to try to fight.
Understandable.
I like it. Yeah.
Just answer.
How to fight? Like, I want to try to fight. I agree, but how do I actually do it? If I play here, then, well, I guess if black ends up doing like this, it is cowardly by black. So you can be like, haha, look, I forced you to answer and answer again, and then I got all of this from the outside. So you're too much of a coward, you lame person. I will just get that all in sente, come back here, and feel good about myself. So it's possible to try. The problem is what happens when black plays more ambitiously. Can we like really fight this kind of thing? Often there's liberty techniques that are very annoying. You know the ones I'm talking about, that like here kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right. Is it effective right now? It seems not that effective right now, right? Because black is too short on the outside.
Yeah.
If this would work like this, it's the beautiful stuff. But wait, wouldn't answer there. Of course, they're gonna fill this, and then, although you can get this stuff and you can Atari here, and white can't connect, you can capture these 2 stones. That doesn't mean you won. That's a big minus for black. So in the end, white played this double hane, thinking that he was powerful enough to do that. That black doesn't have any room to run or enough liberties here to really challenge the more difficult variations. So he's going for the cowardly way, like this. I assume that Alex is just going to use his Byoyomi and then play disconnect.
Yeah.
Good night, Pew.
But after this is just endgame, right? Seems like there's...
Yeah, we're just going into an endgame. Here. I don't know whether you need to play this one. So
Surely.
I guess we can figure that out. Let's say you play here. It's really, really big, right?
Yeah.
If black plays this and cuts and plays here and here, that's forcing. And then does he have something? He probably has something. But
oh, you've got to, right?
I guess you can just hane like this and then play here and here. It's killing. You win the capture race. So yeah, there's going to be something there. If this would happen right now, then white will trade. So like if black takes a moment sometime around now to come in, that is why Alex is thinking, I guess, is like black could push in now, and then it would be a little awkward to find your timing to be like, oh, I capture this like now, I guess. You have some crazy trading going on. So Alex may in fact just be like, I have the squeeze, but I don't have to do it right now, and I should come back here. That's possible.
Yeah, so what's the score going into this at the end of the game? I feel like after the middle that black would be slightly ahead. But
yeah, it feels like black is leading. And black has all the right side territory and still a lot of the corners, but white has basically just the top and the left. We can count a little bit. Or we can just ask AI.
Up to you. I always do the lazy way.
All right, lazy way it is. Ask AI. Estimate score this position. It says black by 2.
Very close. Very close.
Yeah, that is still a game for sure. The game can be decided in endgame, no doubt.
So any update on the Zichen game? They still playing?
Wow, Alex played here. He doesn't care. Well, what is he doing? Oh yeah, Zichen resigned. Ryan won resignation, which we could take a look at the end state if you want, like real briefly.
Sure. Yeah.
I expect it to be very boring.
Oh, they didn't even play.
Oh, this exact moment where I showed you the reading of why Ryan was completely winning, and then Zichen resigned.
Yeah. Okay.
You must have been watching the stream.
GG then. That was a great game.
Yeah.
That was a great game.
Ryan did a really good job of increasing the power, the fighting control of his power advantage. Okay, so here, Alex exchanged this one time. That doesn't mean he's going to ignore this forever, but I really feel like it's possible that you can do this kind of stuff. This is really big. I don't think that you can accept. So Alex may be thinking about like this kind of plan. So we played this Atari, in fact, and we have the connect. I wonder whether we're going to see the connect again here. This kind of plan, I don't like it when you do this kind of thing, right? Do you ever like it?
Well, I'm actually looking at. Okay, I was still reading it, but can we play R17? Can we extend that stone?
Ah, so you're looking at whether it's worth it, basically. Whether
Oh no, R17 at the top right.
But you want to play R17 right now, like this?
After connecting.
So, right now it's actually possible, by the way.
Oh, really?
Isn't it? Here,
that's crazy, though. Really.
I play Atari like this. How are you gonna play? Capture? And I play...
What are you talking about, man?
Oh, I can Atari here. You have to answer in this. I can try to save myself, but it's not really gonna work. Fair enough. So just connect, and then whether R17 is going to work.
Yeah.
So in the game, Black said, what? Hane. Okay.
Oh, interesting.
Black said he's breaking in properly. Okay, we'll look into that. I'll explain that later. Let's imagine White plays here. Then if it goes like this, then this is Atari, and then here we have some kind of a ko. So Black can't connect. Black could directly make this a ko like that, but this is not going to win the Liberty Race in the center.
Yeah.
So what he needs to do is he needs to play here and then win a ko eventually. This is very, very risky. So I don't think that we're going to see Black playing like that. It's very easy for Black to instead just play here. And then all the inside is captured. He still is threatening to play at R18. We'll see White answer that, something like this. You can just see this kind of variation, and then the game, winds down. Nothing special.
Okay.
So yeah, White can take that corner in that kind of way. But for now, we're playing on the left side. This was super big. White couldn't bear to allow Black to play on the top side first, so that's why he connected. It would have been a really big difference if White connects here, and then this stuff happens, and then you have even the threat of Black clamp, and you're like, wow, I have to play these forcing moves, and then just like answer like this. Like, oh man, it's not very fun. Or maybe I don't have to answer because I have enough power. And in this case, you have enough power actually to not answer. So I think one is better because you have enough power. You can just play here and put Black under pressure, in my opinion. But instead he connected, and then we have this one. So he was thinking here, that one stone is not necessary. So this is not that big for Black. Although it's al sente, it's not that useful because he can't save this stone. This cutting stone is 7. This is now netted in this kind of variation. So instead, by playing this one first, this is like playing here and then here, except here you get cut and then you can't Atari because you're Liberty tight, right? So you save the Liberty by playing like this. And then here, if White wants to cut, you can ladder, right? It's very different.
So many of these moves this game. Seriously, that's so nice.
Yeah. So Hane first. This one is very common though. This is not that spectacular, to be honest.
It's beautiful.
If White connects here and tries to fill that Liberty, then obviously Black is going to be looking to counterattack the White upper left. It doesn't matter. It's at the center so much. Probably you'll connect first and then attack the White upper left because White needs to save this, and then you just murder them. White is super dead. So White needed to connect back here and then play like this, and White is hoping that he can do some crazy things like this. Atari and save here. He wants this stuff to work. This is Alex's dream, but it won't, I guess. Here, and here, and then White is just in too much trouble in this variation.
Yeah.
So he has no way. He's reading that right now, but he has no way to actually do it, so he connected instead. And then there's basically Mii between A and B, but it's very sad to have been broken to the extent where you have that kind of a Mii. I think that Black actually cares more about the B area because of this cut. So so Black is going to save that one. If you would connect here, then White could play maybe this move first and then this move, something like that.
Yeah.
Or maybe he would just directly play here and wait his time. But this cut will be paid for eventually, is the point. So Mingjiu is like, well, that's really annoying to pay for that, so I'm just going to save this stone instead. Let white save here, and then here, this is basically kind of Sente, where there's going to be this threat. And so this kind of move is really annoying for white to answer. You don't want to lose those 2 stones because you can't use the cutting points here, and you can't attack this anymore, and it's like, ah, man. But what else do you do?
Feel bad.
It's hard to play.
Feel bad.
Yeah. You can try Hane here. I guess Alex might try. If black connects, then we can come back here.
Okay.
Should be powerful, right? Not so powerful, like this. This 4 move is... it looks stupid, but it's very good, actually. White would be in trouble. So that means this is still going to die to 4, so white would need to play at 3. This variation. Then... can black play to save this nicely? No, not really. Yeah. It would end up just dying, right? So, actually, this 1 move is playable, right? Because you would connect here. It would be good.
Hane,
then I can cut like this. It's black, right? I can connect everything.
True.
Here, I connect here, you still have to do that, right? So Hane might be what would get played in such a variation, but I think that's probably the right way. I think this is a mistake by Alex to let Mingjiu play this one later. For now, Mingjiu says that the upper right is bigger than capturing these 2 stones.
What's big?
Which might be true. Yeah, that was very big. Alex will just squeeze now that he can't play from R17 anymore. And then play on the side. I really think that this might be the losing move. It feels like it's a way smaller move to have played the cut than the Hane. It seems like Mingjiu is in an advantage state, because he managed to get so much stuff over here in Sente and then answer over here.
Yeah.
You know, it's like actual territory, and he broke in that deeply, and he still can reduce. But maybe the game is still playable for Alex.
I mean, white can still break. Like, there's not really any points there if white plays first. I mean, white can just play anything. D14.
Yeah, white was thinking about all the areas of the board, and eventually he found this area on the bottom side.
That is large.
If black cuts, then white would kill, so that would be funny. Dude does not do that. And so obviously now if white plays double Hane, or triple Hane, I guess you'd call it, then black is planning to do some cut. White could, in theory, do a connecting under kind of shenanigan. It doesn't do anything. Unless you can get this one in Sente. With the cut on the other side.
Oh, wow.
Or like L2. Maybe you could do something crazy. Like maybe now is the time that you play like here, and then you pop off.
Oh, shit. Wait, why not just triple Hane? They look fine. Just the direct
No, but
way.
if you play this one first, you don't give them any more bad exchanges. So the point is, if they play here, then we triple Hane, and then we play like this. If we can. Or, well, in this case, we would just connect, maybe?
No,
How do we do it? No, I guess we play here, and then we play here. And we target under and do this.
Don't we lose, though. The 1-2 seems bad, right?
1-2 is bad over there, isn't it? Ah, I want to exchange something like that. Alex only just connects.
Wait, that
does leave some potential still.
That looked good.
So connect, then you still can peep here, and you can still do something. So if black connects here, then now we have this, and we capture like that. It's really strong. So black is going to answer on this side. You're going to cut, black is going to fill the breeze, and you get all these squeezes.
It's nice.
So we have that peep in the game. But I wish I could do more. I'm dreaming of more. Yeah. What if I play here first, and he does this one, and then I play... I just can't find enough, I guess. Nothing is enough, yeah. What he did is better. Oh, Sag. So we have this one coming, and then yeah, we may see this cut, some answer. All these moves are Wait Sente. That's really important for Wait to take because it reduces Black's territory a lot to spend several moves inside while Wait is playing reducing moves and like valuable moves for himself.
Yeah.
If Wait ignores that, which he's thinking of doing, then this Black S1 I think is just really big. Really, really big. He does ignore first. Okay. Alex is super greedy. What he wants is that Mingju will just answer here one time. And he gets it. Okay. This exchange is good because if I play through this variation, here, eventually, these two stones, their value is smaller, right? So now when Wait plays this Hane, is not forcing. That's good.
No.
So Black can ignore.
For life.
What life?
Of the group.
Oh, the Black life? Black should be able to connect through in the center because he has the weaknesses to Soul Chase, right? I mean, you feel good to force Black to play this if the shape is going to turn out in the same way that we were looking. So this is what Alex is thinking about. This shape where you can exchange A for B feels good. Feels like, oh wow, Black played B. They were passive. But it didn't really actually gain that much in terms of actual like value, territory, anything like that. It wasn't a big deal.
You're good. I feel like the center's big. Like G15. Where I want to play.
That kind of area. But if you play in this area, how can you not play here? This is, I think you're trolling if you play on the other side somehow. And then Black plays this one. This is so big to be able to threaten to capture this. That's
true. That's kind of true.
So if you do this one instead, then we're going to have this kind of variation. And then we're still giving Black something. So it's like, this is a big area. Playing a move over there is valuable for sure to not let Black play like this one first by himself.
Yeah.
But it's not that obvious what the best move is. Alex is going to be spending 1 minute on each of these moves.
Bro, he's really doing that to us? Doesn't he know people are watching? How dare he,
Yeah,
man?
Come on. How dare he? How dare he? He wants to like go to the Chinese World Championship and like try to win thousands of dollars? Unreal.
Yeah, I can't believe
Pay attention to the fans.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it's been a great game, man. Dude, I've been really liking Mingju's style, how he plays the game. Feels very like scholarly. Like,
yes,
I'm doing the right move because it's the right move. And you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
That's nice to see.
It is. So, what do you think after Alex plays his additional times? I mean, technically this move is wrong, and Alex actually knows about that, so he may believe it and not play Q1. Technically, Q1 is unnecessary because obviously it's self-Atari for Black to play, and it's co-threat for Wait, right? So playing that reduces Wait's co-threats by 1. He may realize and not play that because he doesn't want to be even slightly incorrect.
Makes sense. Is the left big Telegraph like B5 area?
Just
stopping the monkey jump.
Playing some block here. Yeah. Often, if you play that kind of move, then you exchange something inside. But yeah, I agree with Alex that this is the biggest. This is where I would have played as well. After this, maybe Black will play on the left. The thing about the left, if Black plays here, often your monkey jumps have like a problem, and additionally, it's not clear that at the end. So I don't think that Black could dive in. It's not clear that at the end that this A is forcing. I think it's not, right? Like Wait will at least respond out here or something, which is not.
Yeah. Still the biggest, right?
No, not necessarily. So we see this. We're gonna see this answer.
Yeah.
It is also really, really big to play around here after Wait does this, especially.
Okay.
if you allow white to get the cut, like white can play a B locally that will cut, I think, or black can play the empty triangle and then allow white to capture a panuki in sente, which, I mean, that's also not fun.
Okay.
So I feel like that move is very big, but this left side is also important. Of course, remember, guys, on the top, if you guys are thinking you want to Hane connect, that is not a good move. So don't do that one.
Yeah, don't do that one.
Yeah, we'll see some move on the left. Over here is still a very big move, and in the center, and then eventually on the top side. So he played the small knight, which makes more sense because it's not in the same way going to lose sente. Black doesn't need to commit to saying that the next move is forcing, right? So this is the right move locally. Yeah?
That makes sense.
Locally on the top side, this 1-2 exchange usually gets played, and then there's no way for white to use the achi in the corner. In this case, this is called an L shape plus 2. We sort of ignore this because it doesn't gain any extra eye space for black since white has already reduced it at F19. So we're just talking about the L shape, which is just this part, and then you have 2 additional useful second line stones. That is enough to live for black, barring some unusual circumstances.
And it's a for I don't know, for the Q players in chat, it's a very well known, very common living shape.
So white plays this A7 move. I like that move. And
why?
Well, why not? When black answers here, you can play here, then you prevent black from ever doing the push like this. So it's like you play this one, and then you get this and sente, which is a good exchange for white.
Yeah.
So you play this one, and then the reason why it can be wrong is that black can Hane it over top. So this is what you should be afraid of when you do this. However, in this case, that's not going to work because this move is white's sente. Black needs to respond somewhere in the side. And then when you play like this, it's self-atari for black to cut. So white can connect easily by playing this 4 and cut off cut off the black attack. So that forced black to just answer like this. Naturally, he could not play the more aggressive move, and then white will get the answer with the best endgame, with the best territory value.
Yeah, that makes sense. Nice.
Locally, this is quite well played.
And then expected to go back to G14 after this.
Yeah, globally, the problem is that white has like fully 100% lost sente, and it was possible that he could have played away entirely. So he got all this territory on the left side, but maybe that amount of territory wasn't as much as would change by playing valuable moves like here, right, like AB, or valuable moves elsewhere on the board, intimidating that, or intimidating whatever else was valuable. Intimidating basically this whole black group needs to live. That's the most important thing, I think. So, but instead he's just taking care of his group here, and then the black group will live easily. I really feel like I feel like I should have been able to press harder on, hey, actually make your eyes, buddy. I mean, reduce your eye space and force you to actually take the shape,
Yeah.
But we just did the maximum for territory, and then we hope we have enough. So the chat is saying that the AI is going up and down.
Is it?
This black group is alive because of these 2 stones. I forgot, by the way. I'm dumb. Probably.
I think I thought white K13 would be particularly big. Do I need to cut?
Yeah, that is a big move, and then black took it right now. That's also a big move. There's still problems around here, but I think that this is like a common professional thing where we're taking care of all these.
Sure.
You can't tell how big this striking move is. It doesn't seem like there's anything that's amazing. It doesn't seem like there's anything that's taking that much territory. So you just let it pass and let it pass and let it pass. And then eventually you find a move which is very big. However, this one, I I don't know about that move in particular. Because when Wait Atari is here, if black would extend, which feels very natural, I don't know why Wait would Atari from the other side. Black could extend there and here and then like this, then black can't connect. So you just cut, and then that stone, like I don't get what the point was. If you get cut off with that stone, it can't have been good, in my opinion. Instead, White played from this side and said, hey, you have the weaknesses there, so that you have to fix your connection there, which black did, like this.
Sure.
And maybe then he's going to try to play something aggressive, but it feels like it was less powerful. The robot, they seem to think it's G14. It's just G14 in the chat. The robot said that G14 was so valuable to capture this. I mean, it definitely was so valuable. If I were playing, I would have played there, right? I kept on showing you.
You're saying,
like, play here, play here, play here.
Yeah.
I have the same like lack of feeling that they really made such a serious mistake. Like black was so bad to allow White to make the Panuki. I mean, the Sunday Panuki is really good, and black lost all his territory and has to connect with Dame. That's true. And black also is ceding some territory to White and just capturing. That's also true. So I guess black was a bit greedy to do what he did, but black felt very awkward at this timing. He wanted to like block here, but then this Atari comes, and then what do you do? If you just connect here, then you're still getting cut on this side because this is Sente, right? So that would be annoying. So you're like, well, I don't know. I guess I have to save my one space jump at the same time as I save this connection. So I guess I'll play here, and then Wei has this move now to harass on that cut, and then harass on that cut, and press in everything. And I know I said this group is alive because of those 3 stones, but eventually it's not alive even with those 3 stones. Given enough time.
Yeah, that's true.
This extend. Yeah, wow, it really shows how valuable, like what I was saying before, where people just don't, professional level players, they don't recognize intuitively in the same way that they recognize intuitively on the sides. That's 6 points, I remember that. That's 8 points, I remember, whatever like that. They don't recognize intuitively how valuable connecting move that takes 7 points in the center is. I mean, this would end all the Aji, right? And it was a huge amount of points at the same time as it ended all the Aji and allowed black to push in through there later as well. And so when Wait should have ignored that and played here immediately. When Wait does that, Wait breaks all this area at the same time as pressing the whole group and threatening to capture that area as well. This is just not enough to match up to that kind of power. But they took the territory instead because the territory on the side is so easy to see, and the territory in the center is like unclear.
Very true. Does that mean that White has gained the lead?
I presume so, since the chat was very happy when White played at G14. It would seem like White has gained the lead. I mean, at least in terms of efficiency, White got the best result here that you can imagine. The best result here that you can imagine. Good result here. Best result here, right? Best result here. What did White do wrong in the endgame, right? Everything that he did was it worked great. I mean, maybe the way that he got there wasn't always perfect. Black could have done some things, but at the end, it seems like White got everything he needed. So surely he should be winning. I'll click score estimator. Awesome. It says White by 2.5. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That is still throwable, for the record. 2.5 for American Pro. It's not a 100% sure win. For an Asian Pro, probably it should be.
No, I believe in Alex. He can't throw this. Unlosable game. Up by 3 endgame, easy.
Easy clap?
Easy clap, exactly.
Well, I think, practically speaking, I think we're going to be seeing a move here.
Oh,
you could 100%. Also play here, but this is the same sort of thing where you don't trust the center will be valuable, even though it clearly does have some points. It's like this is tough to say, like, oh man, my opponent captures on the bottom. They get 1 point from capturing me, a point here, another point of the territory underneath, and then I'm also reduced like deeply over there, and maybe I even have to secure my eye eventually. Like, how can that compare to playing here, and then they don't get any of those points, and I get more points? It feels so much more comfortable if you play that kind of way, right?
Yeah.
Also, locally, it's not even that clear. Maybe this one is better, because when you do this one, you have to answer another time. So you play this one to prepare to play like D1, U1 stuff.
Is that ever
you
right?
give K1, but it's not that valuable. I think it can be right. Yes, this group is alive because there is one eye here and there's another eye there in the center. So he played this one instead. So I support this. I think this is powerful.
Nice.
It just is. It just feels bad to let this happen. I don't think it actually is bad. It's the same sort of thing where human feeling doesn't understand the center end game. You have to like calculate it yourself to get an actual good judgment. Mingju plays this move that's forcing. Wait needs to make sure that he connects, otherwise he could lose by dying. Yeah. Alex won't forget to connect, I'm pretty sure. Yes, Mingju has represented the North America in Go for a long time. He's been sent to the international tournaments before as the North American representative quite a few times. And he's been living in North America for a long time. He's also, it's US Canada citizen. He's a citizen, and so that means even if he became a pro, he didn't become a pro in America, but he's a North American citizen. He is free to join to represent North America, which is how it should work. Obviously, you shouldn't only send people who became pro under a specific organization.
Absolutely. And I think he's a longtime teacher from what I know. I know I've seen him give lectures at the Go Congress, but I think he's just like he's been teaching people for a really long time.
Yeah, when I went to Williamsburg all those years ago in 2018, I went to one of his classes, and I was very weak, so he yelled at me. I like didn't understand something, and he was like, "What are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. You fool! Just look at this move." And I was like, "Oh."
He is animated, for sure. Yeah. He's a great teacher.
He's a great teacher. A very high energy person.
Absolutely.
And really nice.
And speaking, Telegraph, have you ever played Alex or Mingju before?
I have played Alex in Pro Qual. I haven't played Mingju ever.
Okay. Yeah,
I also played Alex online.
Okay, nice. I played him whenever he was a young kid in multiple tournaments whenever he was a Q player. And I didn't have the pleasure of beating him when he was weak.
Oh.
But I have played him multiple times in tournaments.
Yeah, I've only lost to Alex, and I've never played Mingju. I think I'm like I'm either 0-2 or 0-3 against Alex, something like that.
That's cool.
The games were usually pretty close, but just because Alex is playing a close game doesn't mean he's close to losing. What happened in the last qualifier where he just took control of a game and slowly won against Mingju, and then in this game again he's taking control in the very late end game and slowly winning. This game was actually close the whole time.
This is really close. Still is close.
Yeah.
Oh no way! He played this one. Yeah. I thought there was no way.
No, this makes sense, and I understand what Mingju was doing too. He only played E1 instead of playing at J2. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
I'm talking about other things, but after this, there's this forcing move, and then Mingju could have played anything. He could have played here. There's so many points. Normally, we just do this, right?
Yeah.
But if you do this, White continues here, gets his eye, and then you have to answer on the side. I mean, you don't have to answer, but it's really uncomfortable here if you do not answer. Let's say like this. Here, there's this squeeze, right? So because you already have that move at 2, now there's nothing that Black can do against your own liberty. So you take here, and it's just like super over. Yeah. So anyway, Black would answer like this. I guess is probably correct.
Descend.
Probably this is correct. And so Mingju decided, hey, if my opponent is going to get 4 there in Sente for me to play at 5, then actually White still has some points here. And in comparison in the game, when he plays this variation, White doesn't have that many points. So he has less points. Mingju has less points here, but Black has Sente. White has just about the same amount of points, and Black doesn't necessarily have to answer in the same way later. So he's using his Sente to go reduce in the endgame very actively. It seems to make sense. I think this endgame is accurate in the bottom left, and it was not easy to play E1 instead of J2, so I respect that a lot. The problem is now, what do you like actually do with your sente to give Alex a serious punch to like, you know, try to win the game? I think eventually you have to play like this one or something, but it's really awkward to play anything in the center.
Gotta resign. Call it a night. Over.
I don't think we're gonna see a resignation in this game. They're gonna play it out.
No, they're not. Is that sente?
What do you think?
I don't think so.
So you're saying you would play away? You're right.
Because even if he cuts, we can make we have 2 eyes. Well, okay, say he cuts. Well, he can push at the top, whatever. But say he cuts, we can just make our eye, which is giving us points.
This is white sente. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but he can still cut, right?
That doesn't do anything, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Living groups.
So exactly, it doesn't do anything. So who cares?
This is the only thing that you're caring about.
Yeah.
So Alex said is not necessary for me to answer. I should play at L1. This is just for territory on the bottom.
Exactly.
If black plays here, this one is not forcing, right?
No.
So there's weaknesses on the top side after white plays away from this, some random move. That can be like, I'm going to try something, and I'm going to try Hane, I'm going to try to squeeze you here, but nothing is that serious in this kind of room. So what it means is only this move is Mingju's sente. Then compared to white blocking here, right? After that, white loses the 1 point that he has to block, if he would have blocked. So he loses the 1 point at A, and he additionally loses a potential point at B, because that is forcing, and then if Wei had played the block, the sort of circled block that I have here,
yes,
then that point of B is sometimes Wait's point. Like Wait would have the chance to occasionally answer that. So this was kind of like reverse sente 1.5, kind of. There's some more details about how like this actually interacts with this P19 and being cut, and then this cut as well. Basically, this one is around 3 points to go ahead and take. And then Alex decided that the bottom side here, when black Ataris and he has to answer, this can be a lot more than 3 points if he doesn't have an eye. So this is significantly bigger to make sure that he has an eye on the bottom, give up that sente move for Mingju.
Yeah. Interesting.
And then Mingju played here, and Alex played this one. It's crazy. Look at that. This was my intuition, that we would play here. Alex thought this, which gains 1 point for Mingju, and prevents Alex from getting any points. Because, okay, Mingju captured 2 stones, Alex captured 1 stone. That's why I say 1 point, right?
Yep.
This way, instead, because he has I here, now that one and that one are his points, right? So this was 3 points reverse sente. That's bigger than this, for sure. Like once he has his eye down here. So I think that this is the game sealing move, the game winning move. Although Mingju can play over here, and this is really big, that's not 6 points, right? It has to be 6 points Gote to be the same worth. I don't think it's 6 points. So I think that
really nice.
Alex just won.
I love that. It's pretty rare you see the that type of move connecting. The false eye point end game. Super nice. And there's really nothing even else on the board. Just some like 2 point Hanes. Push there. Maybe D15?
Is 60 seconds per Yomi enough time to do a quick count maybe during your opponent's turn? Yes, absolutely. Actually, professionals, because we are all playing online games at high speeds, like everyone professional in 9dan only plays, when you just play a random Fox game or Blitz or KGS or whatever, you only play 15 seconds or 20 seconds. You don't really give yourself enough time. People are becoming really accustomed to counting in just 15 seconds and even less, right? So, even if these players played a 10-second Byoyomi game, then their opponent's turn is enough time to to count pretty adequately. It wouldn't be enough time to count precisely, but 60 seconds is easily enough time to count precisely. Yeah, it's not like I'm a pro, but I do have that pro level skill in my opinion. I've gotten good at that. I've grinded.
Exactly. That's no joke. But honestly, bro, there's no way they count in those 15-second games. There's no way. They score estimate. Let's be real.
No, we count.
No. I won't believe it. I won't believe it.
You count. Sometimes you count by tens if you're short on time, but you still count.
They didn't see the estimate score button. True.
Ah, yeah. I missed it. Oops. It was there the whole time. We can click it, by the way. That's a good idea. Click it. White by 5.3. So just as expected, White gained on that bottom side endgame, and he was already leading by 2, so wins the game.
Very nice. Yeah, this is unlosable at this point. So this will be Alex versus Zichen, most likely.
Yes, so if Alex wins this game, as we're expecting, then Mingjiu takes a somewhat surprising 0-2 loss. It's I say somewhat surprising. I think over these 2 qualifiers, people sort of expected that Mingjiu, as the 7-dan pro from China, who's quite a strong player, a very famous teacher, that he would win a game, but he hasn't won a game in any of these qualifiers yet, with 3 tries. So good on us young North Americans to beat the more elderly generation from Asia. Well done. So that will mean that Mingjiu is out. He doesn't have a chance to qualify for the GLAT Cup, and round 3 will be between Alex and Zichen. Those 2 have been playing quite a few games recently, actually, in offline tournaments, just randomly around places. Both of them are showing up much more actively than the rest of their pro compatriots.
Yeah.
And so they're playing each other a lot there, and often to decide who wins the tournament.
Do you know what the record is or anything like that?
I think that Zichen has a slight lead in the record, but it does go back and forth. Both of them have won games for sure. Mm-hmm. I'm not exactly sure. And Ryan has already qualified, yes. So Ryan already defeated Zichen today in a very decisive game. I don't know whether that's going to shake Zichen's confidence. Do you think that would shake Zichen's confidence playing against Ryan's student in the next round, if that's what happens? You just lose so bad to the guy who's teaching the next guy that you're going to play?
No. Definitely not. I feel like Zichen will be like sad for like 5 minutes and be like, all right, next game, Like, I don't know. Yeah. I don't think it'll shake it that much.
He made a full hour-length video recording a review of his last game with Ryan, by the way, in the last qualifier.
Oh, I didn't know.
And it was titled, "Would You Have Done Better?" I think because he felt very helpless that game. Which I also, when I was reviewing that game, I also felt very helpless. And the answer when I looked at that game was no, I would not have done any better. Actually, Zichen played better than me, but he still just lost without a chance. Ryan is very impressive.
Yeah.
I think Zichen kind of puts Ryan on a pedestal at the moment. He doesn't really think that that's a matchup that he can win, and so he's going to be completely fine. Basically just ignoring that, saying, okay, whatever happened, and going to the next round and really trying to beat Alex. I think that's going to be a very exciting game. I'm excited to watch round 3.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, for sure.
Wait, wins by 4.5 points.
Well done to Alex. He stole the game away in the transition to the end game.
Absolutely.
Just around here, he played a great game. It wasn't the Hane there. I thought that the Hane was better, but eventually, when he managed to capture this stone in the center and then destroy everything that Black had in Sente, that was enough to win. All the way through to the end. He even played very precisely through the end, making sure to take his eye on the bottom side at the appropriate time, and then play this reverse Sente 3-point move that Mingjiu forgot. It's not like Minju couldn't see this, but he just forgot that would be bigger after Wei lived on the bottom.
Yeah.
And so that was enough to get a very comfortable lead and bring it all the way through the end game. Well done to Alex.
Awesome. Super fun game. Seriously.
Yeah.
Both the games are great, actually.
Yeah, they were.
The other one a little bit more explosive.
If you just watched this whole video, make sure you subscribe. You'll like all my other content, I'm sure of it. And make sure you like the video and all that. And check out Go Magic. They also have a YouTube channel, by the way, but you can click the link just on the side there, and you can go to the Go Magic website, and you can get 10% off anything that you want to get there if you use the code Telegraph. Really good deal. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.